a Stud Wars podcast.
I know you see somehow the world will change for me. And what's up, everybody? We were gonna sing the iCarly theme song, but Rami left me hanging there. So
I wanted to hear your beautiful voice say it.
what's up, everybody? We're gonna stream a bit. We're gonna stream for a bit, and honestly, we're just gonna kind of let you guys decide the discussion. Leave your comments, and we'll touch base with those every once in a while. We have an announcement that we would like to make, and I will make that announcement here shortly when we get some more people in the chat. We can only give so much. Don't get your hopes up too much because we can't announce specifics. But I think it's going to be a pretty big deal. I think it's going to be a pretty big deal what we have planned. And
Jake, hold on 1 second before we go any further. Okay,
yeah.
like the stream,
like
and share it with your friends. Share it with your friends.
Yeah,
because it's going to be a doozy today. You guys probably haven't noticed, but we are down a member, unfortunately. So we're going to be doing this coverage, Rhombus and Jake style, which will be interesting because Matthew always has the craziness, but I'm sure a lot of people have seen this little blog post that Bam has released.
Yeah, and honestly, dude, I gotta address something really quick before we start. A lot of people on our recent video where we discussed the Bricks Minifigs controversy, obviously, which, by the way, it's almost at 30,000 views, which for us is crazy. So thank you guys so much for spreading the video and getting it out there. I think it was cool. If you haven't watched our video covering the Bricks and Minifigs controversy with Reckless Ben, the CEO, all the things that you, I'm sure, are aware of that are going on at this point, go check out that video. I think up to that point, the highest views we had ever got on a long form piece of content, like a podcast, was like maybe 5K, something like that. We've only had our channel for a year. We're relatively new. And so to get close to 30,000 views on that video, over 1,000 likes, it's just crazy. And we really appreciate the support on that.
Hey, James, what else could I have said about the Gungan sub?
Oh, he's talking about the brick court.
He hopped on to talk some shit. Let's hear it, James.
Yeah. James, what could he have said? What did he miss out on?
But
another thing too, Rami, that I want to mention. Another thing too that I want to mention, Rami, is that here I'll put the comments on the screen here. A lot of people on that video, on the Bricks and Minifigs, your former employee speak out video, commented and let me and Matthew know. I honestly think Matthew's not here to defend himself, but I think it's more so Matthew. They let us know that we didn't give you enough chance to speak. Like, you would be talking and you'd get interrupted. And so look, I really appreciate feedback like that. And Rami, Jake, I apologize personally if you felt that we trampled over you.
Let me stop you right there. Because me and Jake and Matthew have all talked about this. When it comes to like serious conversations like that, I collect my thoughts and then I speak. And if I feel like I need to speak, I'll speak. I don't think anyone was like talking over me or making me feel uncomfortable, but man, you guys, thanks for defending me, but that wasn't anything to defend.
And another thing that I'll add too, and as I'm interrupting you,
no, guys, go back and comment.
Is that if you knew our banter, there's a lot. So we had, again, close to 30,000 views on that episode, which doesn't happen for us. We think it's really cool, but a lot of people were seeing us for the first time. I'd say probably over 20,000 people were seeing our content for the first time. and they don't know our dynamic, right? We've had the podcast and we're all friends and we talk and stuff like that. if they knew you personally, they would realize and understand that you would jump in or even like throw a shot at us if you felt like we were like stampeding over you in a conversation, right? Like Rami
Yeah.
will fend for himself, but I just wanted to say on behalf of the viewers who commented that we didn't give you enough room to just breathe or speak in that episode, that I apologize, Rami, and I will try to do better about that.
No, there's nothing to apologize about. But that being said, when I asked for you guys the commenters backup when I need it, when I'm getting 2v1, I'll still need you guys for that. No, I'll still call out the comments to come back me up because y'all have some wild takes sometimes, and it takes a whole community to take these two down. Oh my God, Matthew's not here. Oh,
Yeah, Matthew's not here.
It feels so weird.
Matthew got banned for a couple of episodes because he interrupted you too many times on the last one.
Dude,
but
people were roasting Matthew for no reason. That was so uncalled for, guys. Come on,
unwarranted.
Like
so
Matthew always gets attacked with like strays, and then Jake always gets attacked like personally. Is what we were like talking about.
I get personal attacks. For sure.
You're like, they're like, psychology isn't real, Jake.
Yeah, dude, the amount of people that messaged and commented that psychology is not real, like, dude, you're a scam artist or whatever, it's just it was nuts. It's just so funny, dude.
We were like laughing about it. It was like, dude, there's like, these people are real. They're really bad at me.
yeah, they got offended at my field of work, my profession, and so be it.
As James said, they need therapy.
Thank you, James. I appreciate the backup there.
Also,
love the podcast. Thanks, bro.
Rewind a bit. They threw in the Queen minifig when they could have just made the Queen ship and throw her in that set. She wasn't even in those underwater scenes. Still wish I had it though. That's a good point. Maybe I should have said that, but I don't know if that'd help in the court of law for Lego.
Yeah.
So,
all right. So we do have an announcement, and I want to get to that really briefly. We have, in the last episode when we were covering the Bricks and Minifigs controversy, going over everything. Again, if you haven't seen that, go check it out. We mentioned that we reached out to multiple parties involved in the Bricks and Minifigs controversy. We said that we reached out to Bricks and Minifigs corporate. We said that we reached out to Reckless Ben. We also mentioned that we were going to reach out to a few other parties involved with the situation. We have done that on multiple accounts. We've reached out to many people, and
a lot.
We do have someone who is very. The only thing I can say right now is that they are very, very, very closely tied to the current situation. I cannot say who it is yet, but I am excited personally to talk to this person because I know that they have a lot of insight into what's going on. They were heavily involved. Again, I can't say anything more than that right now, but hopefully within the next week, that's what I'm hoping for. We will have this person on the podcast, and we will be able to have a discussion with them, and that will hopefully give some more insight. And to my knowledge, I'm trying to think of what else I could say.
I got you. Stay tuned, subscribe, like, and share this podcast right now.
Yeah, I think that's good advice.
We're about to get started here in a little bit.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a doozy. It's gonna be good.
So. Yeah. I think it's gonna be really, really interesting. We appreciate all the new eyes on the channel, on the podcast from that video. If you're a Lego fan, if you're a Star Wars fan, if you're a Lego Star Wars fan, I highly recommend subscribing. Again, we're biased. We're the ones creating the channel. But if you're just here for the Bricks and Minifig situation, we still welcome you, and thank you guys for stopping by. In this video, in this live stream, we kind of just want to cover a few things that have happened since we uploaded that episode. The main one being, of course, the public statement that was released by Bricks and Minifigs. Rami and I both have, full-time jobs, work, school, all of those things. So I think Rami and I can both agree that for the last few days, especially since our podcast was kind of blowing up, it was hard to focus on work and we're trying to balance everything out. but also like I tried to comment, tried to like as many as I could, but also we want to be aware of what's going on in the situation. But at the same time, like we have jobs, we have families, we have school, we have all these different things, and so we want to take this live stream this evening, maybe for like an hour or so, to just or however long you guys want to be here and want to be engaged in the conversation, to just kind of get updated on the situation and get our thoughts on the public statement. We might cover a couple videos that have been released. There's been some information that has come out. I think the day we uploaded the podcast or the day after, the news broke that Brandon Best and Joshua Johnson had mutually agreed with Bricks and Minifigs to part ways with the companies, which if you don't know who those people are, they are the previous owners now of the Salem, Oregon Bricks and Minifig store, the store that this entire controversy started around. They kind of came in and took over from Crystal and her partner. They're the ones that, to be honest, looked the worst in this situation, specifically Josh. Like, he kind of had the worst look, as far as my opinion is concerned, as far as how he was treating people, how he's talking to people, to Reckless Ben, the way he came in, and it's a mess. And so we want to cover some of the statement. I know there's already been a lot of videos on that, and so if you're not interested in looking over this, you don't have to stay here. But again, Rami here is a former Bricks and Minifigs employee, and by the way, we didn't say how long you've been a former employee. You actually have been a former employee, really, can I say? Like the day that the podcast was.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty recent. All the stuff that came out kind of made me not want
It
to
put
stick
you in a
around,
tough
I guess.
situation.
Yeah.
Put you in a tough situation.
Which, back on topic though, and something I kind of like want to mention before like we start is like, why did it take them this long to like officially part ways? To me, that's like crazy,
But you want to know why I think, and I think a lot of people hold this sentiment, and I don't know if this is correct or not, but the evening that they decided to part ways mutually with Joshua Johnson and Brandon Best was the day that the unredacted police footage was released.
Coincidence.
I don't think that that's a coincidence. I understand there was a lot to that statement. So some people's argument is, well, how did they put together that much of a statement in the time between that video was leaked and the time that it came out? I don't know. Chat GPT, AI. Some of it seems like it's written by AI. I'm just saying. I don't know that I don't know that, but it could be. But let's just go ahead and open up. There was a couple of statements released on the blog here that we're gonna just kind of go through and look at. And
this is the timeline, right? Or is these the statements?
I think this is the statements. So let's check in with the chat really quick. This whole situation. Did y'all hear about the cancellation of these BAM set that Lego was going to release? Oh, I did hear about that. Lego apparently was going to release a Bricks and Minifigs set, like an exclusive set, and they're canceling it now. I don't know what the truth is to that, or what's up with that. By the way, if you're new in the chat, we announced that we are going to have someone very closely related to the Bricks and Minifigs controversy situation on the podcast. Hopefully, I don't know. We don't have an exact date set, but hopefully it's within the next week. Again, this is a person that is very, 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 very closely related. I can't say who it is. I can't announce who it is yet because this person has agreed to. I'll just leave it there. But stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel. Give the video a like. Keep an eye out for that. I think it's going to be a juicy conversation, and I think it's going to be very interesting. And again, thank you so much for the support on that video that we released. Thank
you.
So we'll check in with the comments for a second, and then we'll start going through the statement, and then we'll every 5 minutes or so we'll check in with the chat. And by the way, we got 32 people in the chat right now. Thank you so much for
32
for joining in.
people. Put a fire emoji in the chat if you love Rhombus McCool.
Yeah, if you love Rhombus McCool, leave a W in the chat. They at the same time, this whole situation could have been avoided before Reckless Ben ever got involved, but by Bricks and Minifigs refused to do so. Yeah, totally agree. They at the same time wanted to claim the consignment was illegal and did not happen, both at the same time. Yeah, a lot of discrepancies between what they're saying for sure. Sucks. I really wanted to go to Bricks and Minifigs. I know they're a franchise, but knowing that Mustache Man will get cut, don't feel right.
The Mustache Man.
The
Dude,
Mustache Man.
I'll give him one thing. He's got a great looking mustache.
He has an evil.
Come on.
I was watching
Like,
Penguin
he's like-
Zero's video. He's literally looking arch. He's like a villain. He's like a comic book villain. And it does kind of look like that. I think that's funny. Most of their statements have been AI. Dude, hey, the police footage, the unredacted footage was leaked. The unredacted footage was leaked. And then some hours later, a statement was made. I don't know, dude. AI
Jake.
is very prominent. We could throw this through an AI scan, like
Jake, hold on.
What?
Before we make a statement like that, I think we need to go to one of their Facebook pages, copy and paste it, and put it in a scanner and see if it's AI.
Dude, we could.
That'd be kind of funny.
We might do that. We might throw it in an AI scanner. Yo guys, what's up? As soon as I saw the Lego scandal, Rami, you and Matt were the first people I thought of. Don't feel embarrassed about working for that company. Everyone's got to work somewhere, bro. Yeah. Well, they don't work there anymore, but
I'll just say this: I'm not embarrassed for working at that company. It was great. I loved it, but man, just something's got to give at some point, you know. And two is like I'm living currently like 2.5 hours from that location, so it's been a minute since I worked there, if that makes sense. It was like a summer thing, but it's like it was fun.
Not caught up on your podcast in a minute. Dropped in to say what's up. Good night, peace, fellas. Night, bro. Have a good one. Glad you stopped in. All right, we'll read these last few and then we'll jump into the statements. I'm happy I got to work for BAM, but not pleased with the people of corporate. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's really a shame that you had to get, put in that situation, man. So we feel for you, dude. It's inconvenient and it's unfortunate that corporate put the franchisees and the workers, all the employees that work there, in this situation. It can be both, but if illegal, the logo was not theirs. If it never happened, their claim Brian lied the whole time about bringing Ginger Lego to the store, but they did ads. He did. I'm not fully.
Run it back.
It can't be both, but if illegal, the logo was not theirs. Okay.
In disguise 77. You got to run that back, bro. I can't even.
Yeah, sorry, bro. I'm not sure what you were going at there. I'm happy to read it again though. Fire emoji. What's up, Donald? Thanks for joining in. If it was a legal consignment, the Lego was not theirs. Okay. Yeah, for sure. If it never happened, why did they advertise that they were selling it at the store? Yeah, another good point. Either way, the Legos are not theirs. Totally agree. Typos, sorry. No big deal, bro. All right, we'll read one more and then we'll go into the statement. Brian got his money from the GoFundMe. The offer he should request from BAM Corporate should be to drop all lawsuits and formal apology, and that they make a donation at the amount they see fit. Dude, okay, look. People are saying, like, obviously, we're very happy that Brian got the money from the GoFundMe, but that was Reckless Ben's doing. Bricks and Minifigs still owes Brian. He's not going to get his collection back. I think the collection's gone. I don't think there's probably much left of it. I don't think there's a real way to track it down. But Brian deserves compensation for the mental toll, the stress, the illegal action, seemingly illegal action that has taken place. Regardless, it's unethical, immoral, in my opinion. He still deserves compensation from Bricks and Minifigs. I'm glad he got the $400,000 or whatever it was, but Bricks and Minifigs still owes Brian Manziel and his family. So I just want to make that. I want to make my opinion on that clear too.
I mean, I think it's a justice thing. Like, he needs justice for that, you know. Like, I don't think it'd be quite fair if he just, oh man, no legal charges, nothing, and it just gets kind of swept under the rug a year from now, which the community is not going to forget about this, but like in the eyes of like new collectors or like, people, there's got to be something done that leaves a lasting impact on their company besides this. And I think legality, that'd be the way.
Yeah, for sure. No, I definitely think so. All right, let's jump into the statement and we'll kind of start reading through it. And if you're in the chat, we will circle back around to your messages. We got 41 people in the chat. What's up, everybody? Thank you guys for stopping in. If you're new, I'll only say this a couple more times. I promise I won't beat you guys over the head with this. But we are going to be having someone on the podcast very soon that's very, very closely tied to the situation. So be on the lookout for that. We don't have a specific date for the interview, but it's going to be cool. And it's someone who I think is going to really be able to give us a lot of insight into the situation. So that's going to be coming soon. In the meantime, we would like to catch up with you guys on the Bricks and Minifigs statement. And 501st Brick Vlogs, what's up, everyone? What's up, bro? Thank you for joining in. Again, we'll circle back around the chat here in a second. We'll try to get through all the chat messages. If you leave a super chat, we really appreciate that. As long as it doesn't get too crazy, we'll try to hit them all regardless. But we really appreciate the support. Anyhow, I'm going to take chat off the screen for a second. All right. So let's kind of break this down. We're not going to spend like too long on this, especially this one. Everyone kind of is more aware of what's going on, but in case you aren't, Bricks and Minifigs has formally decided to part ways with Brandon Best and Joshua Johnson. In the article here, it says that it is where is it at? Due to a devastating social media campaign. That, my friends, is a deflection of accountability. That's what I would call that, is a pure deflection of accountability. They're basically
get ready
saying,
for the psych walker time, guys.
I'm not gonna go in. I'm not gonna go that far into it.
Psych walker time.
No. But that's like basically putting all of the blame onto Breckless Ben and the community, which if you're trying to get in the good graces of people of your, at this point, like former fans and audience consumers, I hate to tell you, Bricks and Minifigs, but putting the blame on the social media campaign that is trying to call you guys out and that is trying to get answers and accountability from you guys, I hate to tell you, but that's probably the shittiest thing that you could have done. And that's how I feel about that. Rami, I'm curious. This first section, authorized Lego reseller specialized in buying, Salem, Oregon. They have mutually agreed to part ways with franchise owners Brandon Best, Joshua Johnson, due to a devastating social media campaign. How do you feel about that?
I bet it was mutual. I mean, I would never, if this video came out with like millions and millions of views of me doing like poor business practices and just being an absolute like scumbag came out, yeah, you bet your ass it's mutual that I would leave that company. I would never want to show my face on earth ever again. Like the public, like humility that comes behind this, like, yeah, I bet it was mutual, but the wordplay there is interesting because like the devastating social media campaign, it was really just like,
again, evidence. This is the day they released this, the day that all of that police footage the unredacted police footage got leaked. So again, I don't think that's a coincidence, and I'm curious to hear your guys'. Oh, we got 50 people in the chat. What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for stopping by. We appreciate the support. We have a guest coming on soon. A guest very closely tied to the situation. I just want to make sure everyone knows that we have someone very closely tied to the situation coming on the podcast. Hopefully within next week. I'll say that maybe one more time. I just want to make sure everybody knows. So get the word out. Share the channel with people. Let them know. because it's going to be cool. Anyways, we can move on. While the fact investigators continue, BAM's current state of its investigation has uncovered significant evidence of gross negligence and how the store was previously operated by the prior owner. Again, deflection of responsibility, deflection of accountability. Okay. Whether the previous owners had any involvement, or if they're being dishonest or whatever, which I don't think they are. I personally believe that Bricks and Minifigs and the corporate and the American Fork Police Department, all the involvement, the sketchy looking involvement with the Mormon Church, which we didn't even really talk about in the episode. Maybe we could touch on that. There's pure deflection. There's deflection on the devastating social media campaign. That's blaming it on Reckless Ben, blaming it on us, not us like as in our like not me and you, but us as in the general campaign of the Lego community. Just the freaking community in general, dude. At this point,
we all banded together. We all did it.
And then there's blame on the prior owner. So no accountability here as far as why Josh and Brandon were mutually parted ways, as well as operational gaps during the transition to subsequent management of document recovery. More importantly, BAM leadership has personally reached out to Brian Manzel and the family to meet to review documentation revealed in the investigation and to come to a mutual positive resolution. Why didn't you do that 3 years ago when the shit started? Yeah. Why didn't you try to do that a few years ago when this whole thing started? Why are you choosing to do that now that shit has hit the fan and things have blown out of the water and now it's national news? It's like, why did you wait till now to do that?
It goes back to...
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
It goes back to like what you were saying. No, I get it. It goes back to what you were saying in the video is like, when you were talking about like the social perception and they're trying to like rebuild their image. It's like, it runs back to that. It's like they got caught red-handed with all the evidence and like, whether or not it's, they got caught basically. And now they're trying to sweep it under and try to make things right from the public eye. And that's what that means essentially.
Yeah, it's not about being honest. It's about changing the public perception. They're trying to deflect responsibility and blame to get people off their back. And look, here's another thing that I'll say that we talked about in the podcast we did a few days ago. I am happy to be proven wrong, okay? If evidence comes out that some of these statements are accurate, that some of these statements are true from Bricks and Minifigs, then you know what? I'll put the flag up on certain situations. I obviously don't think that all of it's true, but if small pieces of it or even big pieces of it come out with proof that, hey, Bricks and Minifigs was actually right on X, Y, and Z, they might have been wrong on the rest of it, but the mature, honest thing to do is to address that. Okay, so we're assuming that a lot of this, most of this, maybe all of this is a lot of BS, right? And it sounds like it's just PR BS statements to try to salvage their image, which in my opinion, there's no way to even do that at this point. And I think a lot of people would agree with that. Mm-hmm. That's what it seems like is happening here. Blame, deflection, no true accountability, yada, yada. Sounds kind of like AI, which by the way, I have an AI detector pulled up.
Can we do that? I'm
gonna copy and paste this here shortly, and I'm gonna throw it in a chat GPT or like an AI scanner, and we're gonna see what happens with that. I think that'll be interesting.
Can we do that now? Please.
Okay, we'll do it now. All right, we'll do it now.
I need to know.
Okay, we will do it now.
We're
going to get to the bottom of this really quick. Give me 1 second. We're gonna run this through an AI scanner. And we're just gonna see. It might do a couple just to see. This has a lot of advertisements on it, but give me 1 second.
This might be breaking news if this is actually AI. This could be big, guys.
All right, I have an AI detector pulled up here. And
not sponsored.
We're not sponsored by anything that's happening here. Let's go ahead and detect the text. Okay, we got 5.9% on AI GPT.
That's not bad. They
Yeah.
used AI, like 5% of it. Well, let's see what sections though. Go down. Does it tell you like what sections are AI?
I don't think so. I don't think this one does. I'm gonna exit off this before something pops up that we might not should have on the screen. But maybe we'll run it through it. We'll run it through a different one here shortly. But regardless, it's like it doesn't really matter if it was Chat GPT or not. Someone could type up a BS statement within an hour and get it posted. You know what I mean? So
yeah. 100%.
Anyways, we'll keep rolling here. On to the next kind of paragraph here. We'll check in with the chat. We got 63 people in the chat. What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for stopping by. We really appreciate it. We're going to have a guest on that's closely tied to the situation. I'm going to sound like a broken record. We're having someone on very soon that's very, very closely tied to the situation. And we're excited to interview that person and have them on. And I think it's going to be,
subscribe.
It's going to be, I think it's going to be, I think it's going to, it's going to be good. That's all I'll say for now. We can't announce who it is yet, but it's real and it's happening. All right, let's catch up on some of the chats here, and then we'll continue down the list. If you're new, we are just kind of covering the statements released by Bricks and Minifigs, and we're probably going to cover some of the other information that we haven't been able to yet. Where were we at last? Let's see. What's up, everyone? Has done so much damage. I think we were kind of around here. If they go low ball,
hold up. Appreciate the super chat. Waffle Productions just sent one. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Waffle Productions, keep up the good work. Appreciate the super chat, dude. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. All right, let's go through some of the chats. If they go low ball, they still look bad. He's talking about if they low ball Brian's compensation, what he's owed. I totally agree. Bam cannot undo the damage they have done to Brian and the franchise owners. I totally agree with that as well.
Yeah,
I think
100%.
Bam will never get their support again. I also totally agree with that as well.
I think.
By the way, Waffle Productions was recently. I'm not going to give his identity or anything like that, but was recently let go from Bricks and Minifigs because he made a comment, kind of commentary on the situation, and so we have another kind of victim of that as well. Bam's done so much damage. Eamon and need to sell the franchise so they can reorganize the structure and have a say in who leads them.
Eamon and E.T.
Yeah, Eamon and E.T.
E.T. phone home.
Which is kind of funny. Something that happened 3 years ago before me and him worked there ended up causing us to get fired. Yeah, that's it. It's a shame, dude. I'm sorry that happened. What's up, everyone? What's up, 501st Brick Vlogs? Bam owes Brian for 2 years of turmoil. They need to drop the lawsuit, provide a public apology for their part in attempting to hide the theft. Dude, I totally agree with that. I think Brian definitely owes. He is owed by Bricks and Minifigs. I know he's got like $400,000 or whatever Reckless been raised for him, but Bricks and Minifigs still owes him. I don't know what that amount should be, but they still owe him for the turmoil, the emotional, mental distress that he's gone through with this entire situation, and that he's been treated very immorally, and it's really a shame. So, yeah, shout out.
You know what? Hold on.
Brian.
I know how to solve this. Make Brian the CEO of Bricks and Minifigs.
I mean, that's a take. That is a take.
That
I haven't heard anyone say that.
Yo, like, hey man, sorry about it. Just take the company, fix it.
Just take my job. Yeah,
I'd go back to Bricks and Minifigs. I would.
They conducted some very unethical business practice. Do you want your deal with someone who may treat you like they did Brian? No, for sure not. 82 people in the chat. Thank you so much, guys, for hopping in. This is the biggest live stream that we've had. We have a guest coming on very closely tied to the situation. If you've been in the chat the whole time, I'm sorry, but we're trying to get that out there because this isn't some person who was kind of associated, kind of wasn't. This is a big name in the controversy right now that we are going to have on the podcast that has agreed multiple times to come on the podcast, and they're excited to do so. So we're getting that out there.
Subscribe and stay tuned.
and let people know that that's going to be coming out very soon. And I think there's going to be a lot of meat and information involved with that. Someone very, 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 very closely tied to the situation is coming on our show. And in part, thank you guys so much for, I think you guys are responsible for that because the podcast kind of blew up, especially for a smaller YouTube channel like us. So we really appreciate that.
Blew up, and like,
yeah, and it's still going too. Like it's still getting views and interaction.
Me and Jake are extremely thankful for that, and Matthew. Obviously, he's not
Yeah.
here. What a day to miss, Matthew. Come on, dude. If you're watching, dude, crazy.
All right, we'll go through a few more of these, and then we'll keep on reading the statement, and then we'll jump back we'll catch up on comments. Bam also owes Brian an apology. They need to drop all false charges. Yeah, for sure. For sure, honesty is going to be key here. I don't think, even if they are honest now, I still don't think there's a way for them to salvage their business, their franchise. Bam is heading down, way down. Yep, totally agree. We'll read a couple more, and then we'll jump back in the statement. The American Fork Police Department needs to be investigated by the FBI for their corruption. I've seen a lot of people say that, and I totally agree as well. There needs to be a higher level investigation.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I totally agree. Matthew said, "Can I hop on for like 10 minutes?" Yeah, let's get Matthew in here for a second.
Heck yeah,
guys. Sorry.
Oh, let's go, chat.
Get Matthew in here. And then we'll jump right back to it. Just sending him an invite.
He heard my call, my bird call.
He did. He heard your call. All right, Matthew has been invited. All right, we'll read the comments until Matthew joins in, and then we'll jump back to the statements. They still cannot do on things they've already done. Yeah, for sure. It's so stupid. Imagine how much corporate abuses the police, corruption, and unexposed outside of BAM. Yeah, there's no telling what's going on outside of this situation that we don't know about, that they've probably done behind the scenes.
It's really
BAM
sad.
Corporate. Yeah, it is really sad. Kind of sold the Manziel Lego to Brandon Best and Joshua Johnson. BAM said they could have the franchise to the value of whatever stock was. Yeah, it's nuts, dude. Absolutely nuts. They were willing to burn their corporation down, tarnish their franchises, all for $100,000 to $200,000. It's costing them millions just in legal fees for. Yeah, exactly, dude. That's the question. That's the main question that we had on the podcast when we talked about it was like, what was like, how is it worth all of this? Like
it is
on Bricks and Minifigs side. Yeah, but it's like, how did they let it go this far is the question that I've had regarding all of this. I understand they're trying to cover their ass, but at some point you got to take the L. Like you got to realize like, hey guys, we're kind of cooked here, and they're obviously not going to do that. They're doubling down on it, which is crazy. But anyways,
hey, Cobb's in the chat.
What's up, Cobb? What's up, bro? We're happy you're here, dude. Evening, boys. We're obviously super happy to have you in the chat, dude. And we kind of been back and forth with ACOB and ACOB. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell them this yet, but we might be doing a little collaboration soon, and so we're excited about that.
Hey,
we are just
ACOB,
kind of.
You gotta take Rhombus McCool's takes. I'm just saying, I got the best takes.
If you want to get on the good side of our community, you got to take Rami's takes for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we appreciate the support there, dude. All right, let's keep reading through this. The findings, by the way, if we're close to 100 people in the live chat, and again, for us, that's incredible for us. ACOB always down to drop a little nug. Yeah, for sure, dude. We appreciate it. And go if you're not aware of ACOB's YouTube channel, everyone go subscribe there. Go like those videos. They do great work over there. They've been covering the situation. They've had Ryan M&R on their channel, and they've been really closely tied to the situation. They also have, what's up, Matthew? ACOB also has interviews with the CEO. They were the guys that had the interview with the CEO on their show. Go check that out. They're awesome.
That was some good stuff.
Yeah, for real.
He also said explain the takes things. Ha ha ha.
you guys did a great job, by the way. I saw you guys were getting like some hate in the comments. I think you guys did the best job you could have done given the circumstances and given the response from the CEO. So explain the takes thing.
So basically, ACOB, you have to believe that the UCS Yoda is the best Lego set ever.
I don't know about all that.
Rami has some
that's my only
takes.
That's not wild. It's a great set. It's a great set. We can get into this, but maybe
that's just a little insight into our community. ACOB is that Rami has some of the craziest like Lego Star Wars takes that we've ever heard, and Matthew and I are always like, bro, like what are you talking about, dude? But then the comments always back Rami, dude. Like they always back Rami, and Matthew and I
ACOB backed me.
He said for ourselves.
Best equals frightening. I agree. I'll take it. That's like mediating.
Thanks, man.
He's like you're like Jake. Dude. You're like Jake. He's always mediating.
Yeah, that's right, dude. That's right. Cool, man. Kind of like Tyler Life Bricks on our show. Got it. That's funny, bro. Yeah, for sure.
Let's get back to the program.
Yeah, let's get back to the program. We got 113 people in the chat, guys. Thank you so much. We've got a big guest coming on the podcast. We have someone who has agreed to come on the podcast multiple times at this point. Someone very, very closely tied to the situation. And that's all I can say right now, but we are very excited. And again, thanks to you guys for pushing that episode out where we covered this. It's getting close to 30,000 views, which for a small channel like us just absolutely means the world. So thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it. We'll read this. We'll read another ACOB comment really quick here. By the way, go follow ACOB if you're joining in the chat. They've got a great channel over there.
ACOB, dude.
They follow. They interview the CEO, Bricks and Minifigs. They got M&R Ryan from M&R Productions on their channel all the time. They're great. They're very helpful in the Lego Star Wars community, and they get some good content out. Tyler has episode 5 is close to last on his list. Ooh. Wow, I would be interested to have a conversation about that. That's wild. Yeah, that's pretty wild, dude. Maybe we'll be able to touch base on that when we have a little collaboration. But yeah, cool. Thank you so much for hopping in here, ACOB. We really appreciate it. All right, Matthew, filling you in a little bit.
Can I get an update?
What's going on? So we just wanted to we got 123 people in the chat, Matthew, which I know it's like this never happens when we're doing a live stream, so we're really excited about it. We plugged the Bricks and Minifigs corporate statement into a Chat GPT detector to see what percentage it was written in AI. The first one we tried was like 6%.
It's 5%
like
AI,
that.
But I mean, what does that
mean? We might try it. We might try to do it in another. We might try to put it through another one just to see what happens. Anyhow, we're gonna. If you're leaving comments in the chat, it's to the point now where we may not be able to get to all of them. So if you leave a super chat, we will for sure 1000% read your comment. We've never had 140 people in our live stream before. And so we'll do our best to manage the chat, and we may or may not be able to get to every single comment just for time's sake. But anyways, Matthew, what we've been doing, we have we announced that we're going to have a guest on that's closely tied to the situation soon. And hopefully that'll happen within the next week. We don't know for sure a date yet. But we have been reading through the statement, the publicly released Bricks and Minifigs statement that was released a couple days ago, and we're kind of just calling BS on it up to this point. We haven't got too far into it. We talked about how they immediately deflect the blame onto the devastating social media campaign. They shift the blame of parting ways mutually with Brandon Best and Joshua Johnson. And then they blame it on the previous management or the previous ownership. And so it's been a kind of a deflection of accountability. That's what we've talked about up to this point. Rami, what are you laughing at? Is there something in the chat that you're laughing at?
Babble Candy, that's pretty good.
What the? Oh my god!
But dude, hey, another
That's
thing.
crazy.
This is what I'm talking about.
That's
Matthew's always
crazy.
catching strays. He's
Oh
always
my
catching
god!
strays.
I'm telling you,
Dude.
every time, even when
We
we're
all-
on stream, that's
we also-
crazy.
Matthew, we also discussed how like you catch like Rami for the most part just like takes the love from the community. Matthew gets stray like hate comments. I get very personal ones like tied to my like career and like the things that I'm personally like involved in.
Psychology is a scam.
Yeah, I got a lot of psychology as a scam. Like people calling me a con artist because I'm a PhD, like I'm a doctorate level psychology student. And so, you know, I've really just guys, I've been just second guessing my entire career path, and you know, I found out I'm a con artist. So I don't know if I can continue down this path that I'm on, that I've spent all these years working towards. Someone in the comments let me know that. Babble Candy even says psychology isn't real. So he's even doubling down on why I have to quit my job and quit my profession. So thank you so much, Babble Candy. But also we were talking about how a lot of comments on our episode covering the Bricks and Minifigs situation, we were apparently really like overshadowing Rami and interrupting Rami, and like people were really upset with me and you for doing that. And so I had to apologize publicly to Rami for speaking over him. And
Your turn,
Matthew, I
Matt.
hate to tell you this, but most of it was directed at you for interrupting Rami. But Rami said he didn't feel we were doing that. So
Hey, Matthew,
you know.
I'm gonna need a public apology right now for
I don't know
interrupting
about all that. I don't know about all that.
me.
I will say I have noticed that I will interrupt quite a bit. So, but
No, like I said before,
here recent, like when we first started, you can go back. I was bad. I was interrupting everybody. But
Matthew's
recently I've
gotten
tried
better.
better. I've tried better about holding my
Yeah.
tongue.
Matthew's
like
definitely gotten.
I'll say it
gotten better at
again. Like, there's no need to apologize. I'll speak when I feel like I need to.
Yeah, Rami can fend for himself. Guys, come on. What are you saying about Rami here? You know. Anyways, we'll continue. We've been just kind of BSing around a bit too much. But anyways, Matthew, we're glad you're here. How long are you gonna be able to tune in, to stay in?
I'll probably give it another 5 or 10 minutes.
Okay,
I do
gotcha.
have to get somewhere soon, but it's
Okay.
fine. I want
right.
to at least spend some time on here and say what's up and
Cool,
talk
for
to
sure,
talking to
dude.
you guys.
We're so happy you made it, dude.
This is my favorite comment so far. He
Hey.
said psychology is not real, and then he said psychology isn't real, and then he said he likes Jake.
Like he did.
So I don't know. I don't know. And my wife is in the chat, and she says I really like Jake. So there's that as well. So
What's up with
anyways,
all the
I'm getting
Jake
some love.
glaze?
I'm getting some. Hey, this doesn't happen very often, so I'm soaking it in, fellas. I'm soaking it in.
Hey,
Jake's my
hey,
first.
Babble.
Dude, thank you, Babble. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's always Rami. Rami's always the favorite.
I'm supposed to be getting glazed here. What the hell?
It's not happening this time. It's not happening this time.
All right, let's lock in here, fellas. Let's
Yeah,
lock
for
in
real.
here.
This is like
We
we
need
need
to
to
get
get
it-
back on topic.
we- You get
What
through
are y'all? Okay, what were we even?
All right.
So, let me-
Brandon, so okay, yeah, do a
let me
recap,
just say, okay, recap. Basically, we're reading the official statement from Bricks and Minifigs when they let go of Brian. Here we are. Let's go.
I just threw another comment up. Thank you, James. Appreciate that. Oh, dude, hold on a second. Sorry, Babble's fighting my wife for me right now in the chat, dude. Oh my gosh. Okay,
Yikes.
I gotta
good
stop.
Lord.
I gotta stop. I don't like Rami. Is what Babble said, bro. Okay. All right. I gotta eyes off the chat for a minute. I gotta get my eyes off the chat.
Take the
for a
chats
minute.
off the screen. Take the chats
All
off the
right.
screen,
That's
dude.
crazy.
I can't
That's
focus.
crazy.
Okay, the findings are directly related to the ongoing situation involving collector Brian Menzel. His father's Star Wars Lego collection was part of the unauthorized and private consignment side deal. This is in the Salem location that predated Brandon, and Josh's ownership of the store. So again, pure deflection, no accountability. They're saying it was an unauthorized private consignment. and they've said that the company does not do consignments, but then there are contracts that say otherwise, that say they do consignments. So there's a lot of discrepancies in the first paragraph, 2 paragraphs here. But anyways,
Yeah,
we've been
I don't know. The wordplay is like really, like you were saying, like super cautious and
it's
deflective.
deflecting
Like,
any blame or responsibility.
yeah.
It's blame to the devastating social media campaign. It's blame to the previous operated owner. The consignment was unauthorized, private consignment. There's absolutely zero accountability here, which, in my opinion, is always sketchy from anyone. Not taking
Absolutely.
any accountability whatsoever. We can move on to the next paragraph here. We've been asking for documentation for a long time. We asked Mr. Manziel and others and did not receive enough to give us a clear picture until recently, which I'd be curious to hear Brian's take on that. Thanks to internal and external operations assistants and those who continue to stand with us. Who is that? Who continues to stand with you? The police department?
No,
Mormon
I
church?
can.
The police
No. Hold on. I know who stands with him. The people, the families that bought into the company thinking it was an innocent brand when it wasn't.
Okay. Thank you for
Those are the-
clearing that up.
Those are the people who are unfortunately going to have to stand with you.
And we finally have enough to proceed with a resolution, said Eamon McNeff, CEO, Bricks Minifigs. And now that we do, Brian, we continue our offer to sit down with you and are prepared to discuss dropping the lawsuit against you. There shouldn't have been a lawsuit in the first place against Brian, right? Am I wrong on that? Does anyone think otherwise?
No.
And why didn't you offer to do this before shit hit the fan publicly? It's another question. Let's go through the spreadsheets of the POS data together and ensure you are made whole monetarily and ensure that whatever Star Wars Lego was or remains in the Salem store, whether you identify as yours or not, you can have it. We will ensure you are compensated for anything unaccounted for, including what Miss Law / Gorman failed to compensate you for without your knowledge.
Deflection.
We're ready.
Another
We're ready
deflection.
when you are. This whole entire 3 paragraphs has been nothing but blame, deflection, zero accountability. Okay, that's my takeaways from that. Those first few paragraphs. Matthew, since you're not going to be able to stay here long, what are your thoughts on all this?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you guys have already kind of said the clear points. Like, it just seems like they're just trying to cover up how bad it looked. Basically, like they're trying to just make it seem like it wasn't as big as it really is, and like I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
Oops! I accidentally took $200,000.
Yeah, basically, like I don't know.
My bad.
All right. The investigation has also produced new documentation that dramatically challenges the speculative social media narrative around the Manziel collection. Evidence shows that there were 3 sets of books being managed by the previous owner, Miss Law / Gorman, regarding the collection, all with different accounts of what was sold and more reliable high-end market values for the entire collection, which is more accurately estimated at $95,000 to $100,000. So even if that's true about the amounts, even if it wasn't $200,000, that's still a lot of freaking money for a Star Wars collection. Okay. But again, they're basically shifting all of the blame to the previous owners, the Gormans. But where's the proof? If you're going to make a claim like that, there's got to be proof. I understand there's legalities involved here, and they probably can't just let the proof out, even if they have it right now. I don't think they have it. It seems up to this point that the proof has been against them. Again, happy to be corrected if that's incorrect. Consistent with what Brian himself stated publicly on the Collecting Weekly podcast, They're consistent with the 80,000 in products. Additionally, a review of POS data between September 23rd and November 24th, during the time Ms. Law Gorman confirmed she was exclusively storing and managing and presumably insuring Mr. Manziel's collection under the undisclosed side agreement, a signed copy of which BAM still does not have.
I'm yawning.
Is currently underway. Yeah, so again, there's zero accountability. It's all deflection. It's all blame.
You know what pisses me off like so much is like when a company, just in general, like a company does something bad, and it's like you're reading their official statement, and it's just like so much like wordplay, and it's like, dude, just get to the point. Like, where were you?
Yeah.
I'm just like yawning. We did this. Like, dude, just get to the point. Like, it's so, I'm sorry for this. Like, why do we have to make it so wordy and
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think there's even more of that. I'm not going to read through every single word of it. 200,000 figure circulated publicly by Manziel. He's basically saying the $200,000 figure is not accurate here due to our commitment to a heightened level of due diligence in our investigation. The formal documentation produced by Mr. Manziel and the former franchisee. We have found critical data, including 3 separate Star Wars lot spreadsheets. These included an unknown but accessible email, yada, yada, yada. First, an ex-franchisee still had connections to, blah, blah, blah. Crystal log or entered directly into the unauthorized consignment. It's all unauthorized consignment. It's all blame on the previous ownership.
Right. It's like they're trying to, everything I'm reading here is like them trying to shift the attention on all these different little things. Like they're not trying to take accountability, as you say, and they're all just shifting the attention to, oh, the numbers weren't accurate. Oh, the old owners are the ones that are making the wrong decisions. It's like they're not trying to actually focus on the fact that the corporate company tried to take over the store with the $100,000 worth of inventory.
Yeah, for sure. Totally agree with that. It's all deflection. It's all, again, what I was talking about on the psychological front of that, as well as, PR a lot of times is based around manipulating people into believing something that's actually not fully true. And I think that's probably what's going on here. But also, it's not about telling the truth. It's about shifting the perspective, the perception of their business and of their corporation. And that's clearly what they're trying to do. Whether there's some truth sprinkled in here or not, we don't know that. There could be. Regardless, they're just handling this in a terrible way. We'll skip down here. Again, blaming it on Crystal. She was never authorized. Blah blah blah.
You mind if I read the key details part?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Here we go. BAM has offered the physical inventory to Mr. Manziel multiple times, most recently in December 2025. And again, personally, by Eamon. What? How do you say his last name?
AI
McNerf?
Reading it like a chat bot. But go ahead.
Eamon McNerf in May 2026. Crystal Law Gorman created an unauthorized personal consignment contract with Brian Manziel in November of 2023. 2023. It is 2026. And failed to make corporate aware, given firm language and operations manual and training. BAM is strictly buy-sell trade. It is documented that Crystal Law Gorman on November 8th of 2024 formally shared with BAM Corporation that she is not intended to carry on as a franchise due to the store's struggles and a job offer her partner, Benjamin Gorman, had received out of country. Crystal Law Gorman owed close to $200,000 at time of planned abandonment / separation. Interesting word, abandonment. Caused her to be undue any payout on the date of separation. Causing her to be undue any payout on the date of separation.
From what we've seen in the footage, it looks like the abandonment separation
was forced.
Yeah, it looks like
forced.
She was kicked out. That's what it looks like right now. But how you word it, how you want to word it. It doesn't make it true. And then they just, I guess they wanted to end this on maybe trying to direct people to something positive. It's like, hey, here's a bunch of crap. A GoFundMe account's been made for Brian Manziel that's made $350,000. They don't give their opinion on that, whether they think that's good or bad. They just like here's a little cherry on top of all of our crap pile that we just released in a public statement.
Pause the phone. Super chat. Super chat. Super chat.
What's up? Oh,
holy cow.
1999. Hey, you broke the record for biggest super chat on Sidewalker Studios, dude. Thank you so much.
Let's go.
Congrats on your channel growth.
11.
Cheers. Appreciate that, dude.
Cheers to that guy.
Thank you.
11-0.
Thank you
so much. We really appreciate that, dude.
Cheers.
That means a lot.
Cheers,
yeah.
Jake.
Cheers. Cheers. Thank you for that. All right, so that's it's really a bunch of crap. That statement in its entirety is really a bunch of crap. Okay,
hold on. Rewind. Woo-hoo. A GoFundMe account for Brian Manziel has raised $350,000. I know we just talked about it, but let's just restate it. Like, what does that have anything to do? Like,
yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Why are they saying that? Like,
they're
I was just
basically,
thinking.
to me,
I was just thinking.
like,
I was literally
it's
just
like,
thinking
hey,
that. Like,
we just
why are they
shifted
going?
all the blame on everyone else. We just shifted all the blame on everyone else. We know it's like they're probably like talking back and forth. It's like, we can't. Like, we just said all this stuff. People are probably going to be talking about it. They're going to have all these thoughts.
Yeah.
What could we do to end this and make it seem like, shift people's attention to something positive? It's like, well, there's the GoFundMe for Brian Manziel.
Just the GoFundMe. The numbers weren't that much. The numbers were actually less, and Brian actually made more than what we evaluated it at. We're like, what the hell? How does that matter? It's like they're just trying to make it seem like it's not as bad as it actually is.
For sure.
What's funny is like I was reading like all of that, and then I just read it's just like randomly put in there. It's like, guys, by the way, go fight. Like, put the link to it too. Like, that's what they should have done. I'll be right back.
Yeah, they should have done that as well. All right, let's check in with comments for a second. Thank you again, 11, for the super chat. We really appreciate that, dude. Let's see what's going on in the recent conversation here. Looks like ACOB was bringing up they can't Joe, they own it. What's going on here? What's going on with the conversation? Where's Joe at? Where's Joe in the chat? By the way, if you are new to the chat, we got about 150 people in here. We're going to be having someone from the Bricks Minifigs controversy on the show. They have agreed multiple times to come on the show, and we're very excited about that. It's someone that is very closely tied to the situation. I'd say about as closely tied to the situation as almost anyone.
Like this is how tightly tied.
We're excited about that. What's going on? Where's the conversation here? In disguise, they're done. All ties, blog updates. I don't know where Joe's at, but
I'm sorry, guys. I probably do have to head out now.
Unfortunately,
you're good, bro.
I apologize. I appreciate y'all letting me come on for this little short amount of time.
Dude, it's your podcast too, bro. You're letting you.
I mean, y'all are already going. Y'all faces in the thumbnail. I'm like, all right, maybe I should just let them do it.
No, you're good, dude. We're happy
Closing
you're here.
Statement. Dude. Closing statement, guys. Come on.
For me,
you can't just up and go. That's rude. You got to leave a closing statement.
I mean, I feel like. I don't know. I mean, I've kind of already said enough. Like, they're shifting all the attention onto all these little subjects. But I also really think that Ammon, the CEO, he needs to go. Like, I don't know if I haven't really read too much of the updates or whatever. But
As of right now, he's still
he's still there.
Hold on.
He needs to go.
Matt, you didn't hear me. I don't know if you were here when I said this. Okay, hear me out. Right? What if Brian becomes the new CEO of Bricks and Minifigs?
That was my reaction too. That's what that was my reaction too.
What they're like, hey, sorry about this. Just take the company.
All right, Robbie, let Matthew go, dude. Let Matthew go.
Okay, my bad.
That's all right. I appreciate it. Y'all have a good one. Have a great rest of the stream. I'll peace out to the stream. Chat. Chat. Have a good one.
Thank you, Matthew. He had to come. No, I don't think he liked your idea. All right, I'm catching up on what's going on. Make Eamon's punishment a bare bum spanking in front of all of YouTube, and then it looks like ACOBs.
I don't want to see that.
They can't, Joe. They own it.
I don't want to see that.
Outside blog updates. I just want to know actually what happened to the parakeet. What am I missing? Something on a parakeet? What's going? Parakeet fine supposedly. Wait, what's going on with the? What did we miss about a parakeet?
I think people are fighting with ACOB in the chat. Let's just continue while they do that. Let's just continue.
Okay.
All right. Next part of the statement. Oh, is that it?
We finished that one. Yeah, we finished that statement.
All right,
and
let's go to the timeline.
By the way, I'm just throwing it out there, ACOB. If you want to join stream, you're more than welcome to. Since we kind of talk back and forth, you've been involved in the situation. We'd love to talk to you, no pressure. But if you want to do that, we're more than willing to have you on, and we can send you a link or whatever. But no pressure, no pressure at all.
Billo writes.
Almost just spilled my freaking drink, dude, on my computer. All right, let's move on to the other statement. This was the timeline statement, and so DM me the link to Brickhead Pods. I can do a few minutes if you want. Okay, cool. Let me get that sent over to you real quick. Give me 1 second, chat. We're gonna have ACOB on for a few minutes. By the way, if you're not aware of ACOB's channel, go check it out. They've been covering this. They've got a lot of really good content. They had an interview with the CEO himself, and we're gonna bring ACOB on for a few minutes here. Brickheads Pod, gotcha.
I'll go ahead and read the chat while Jake is occupied. So y'all send them in. I'll read them. I got my phone out. Okay, I'm up to date. Kaylee said, this is awesome. ACOB said 60 away from 9K. Let's go. Go get him to 9K.
Go get him to 9K. Everybody
go get him to 9K.
Go get ACOB to 9K.
The parakeet has not been seen since the hostile takeover. As far as I know, they are one of the smartest of parrots. Maybe someone didn't want them to talk. How many likes?
ACOB, I sent
far?
you an email.
We got 53 likes. 53. Woot woot. ACOB and Psych Walker collab.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it. We appreciate ACOB being willing to hop on and chat with us for a few minutes. Let me know, ACOB, if you got the invite link. I think I sent it to the right one.
Oh, when he gets in here, I'm totally gonna talk about what we've been talking about. That conversation.
Which conversation?
You know what I'm talking about? A potential trip.
Oh, yeah, we can talk.
Oh, he's not joining till 80 likes.
Oh,
what? Come on, guys.
ACOB's not joining the chat until 80 likes. Like the video, people. Let's go. Get the likes. Get the likes going. What are we at right now?
We're at 56, I think. 57. Let's go. Come on, guys. Let's get some
likes.
Let's get
some likes.
Let's go. Come on. Now.
We're at 700 views so far on the live stream, so that's cool. Again, it's like we don't get those numbers over here on Psych Walker Studios, but we're glad to have it. Get the likes up. Get the likes up, everybody, and ACOB's gonna hop in. ACOB's gonna hop in the chat.
Oh, good old Psych Walker.
I'm also curious to know.
Oh, we're at 6-7 likes. Oh my god.
6-7. Everybody like the video. We gotta get ACOB in. We gotta get ACOB in the stream.
We
gotta get ACOB in the stream. Maybe I hold out for a hunch. Whoa, he's throwing big numbers out there, dude. He's throwing some big numbers out there.
Do you guys collect 2000 vintage sets? I do, James. I do have a few 2000.
I do as well.
Vintage
I also
sets.
do as well.
Oh yeah, Jake is like collecting an entire. I don't know how well versed you are in the channel. Jake's got his own thing where he's got like the complete saga, like minifigs, and I haven't seen it in person in like months, and I'm super excited to like
it's getting up there.
Because yeah. Hey, I was at 6'9".
He was the 69th like. Everybody like the stream.
We're
like
at 75.
We gotta get ACOB. We gotta get ACOB in here. Like the stream. We're at 75. We need 5 more. He said he might wait for a hunch, but you know, so if it's a hunch,
you know what?
Get those numbers up.
Let's do this. Okay. Let's skip this 60 seconds. And
it's 76. We're at 76. We're at 79. We're at 79 likes.
We're at 80. We're at 80.
We're at 80 likes. We're at 80 likes.
Let's come on,
ACOB. We hit the number.
Thank you guys.
Is ACOB going to join? Is ACOB going to join the chat? Is he going to join the Star Wars podcast? We shall see. We hit 80 likes.
Nobody is denying they're a bunch of POS, but they own the company and they're obviously connected. So them going to jail. M&R said join. M&R in the chat.
What's up, bro? What's up, M&R?
That's crazy.
We're glad you're here, dude. This is the biggest stream that we've had on the channel, and so we're super grateful.
I
think I think Rami and Matthew, being former Bricks and Minifigs employee, kind of put us on the radar for a lot of people with that video. On the way, ACOB's on the way. Hey, M&R, Ryan, bro, if you want to join in, let us know. We'll send you a link. But regardless, we're so happy that ACOB's willing to hop on. He said he's on the way. Thank you for getting us to 80 likes, ACOB. We really appreciate it, dude. Means a ton. And hopefully we'll be able to chat for a few minutes about all of the goings on here.
Yeah, the
Legendary.
stream M&R, the stream that you and ACOB did was really good about this. It was really good.
Yeah, we appreciate the coverage. And what we were saying about ACOB as well is like the interview with the CEO. We saw a lot of hate messages on that episode you guys did where he was interviewing the CEO. And dude, I think he did the best he could with the responses that he was given from Eamon, the CEO. And so we're definitely defending that too.
He was very like deflective in the interview too. Like same with the statement. He was,
and that's
like,
what the statements, dude. The statements are so deflective, bro. That's all they've done is deflect.
He acted like he didn't know what he was talking about. He's like, "Well, I don't really know what you mean by that. Can you elaborate? How many times can you elaborate something?" You know?
Yeah. Again, it's like deflection onto the devastating social media campaign, deflection onto the previous management. There's just so much of that going on. And by the way, we entered this statement into a chat GPT detector a little bit ago just to see what was spit out, and it said 6%. It said 6% chat GPT. It said 6% AI. So we don't, we might throw it in another one. I just think the most interesting thing about this statement being released is that it happened hours after, on the day of the leaked police cam footage coming out of Joshua Johnson. And then all of a sudden it's like, we've mutually agreed to part ways. It's just super sketch, the timing of all of that. But yeah. We're waiting on ACOB. ACOB has agreed to join the stream here for a few minutes.
in a disguise said, I am guessing if lawsuits do go forward, you will find that Bam has treated a lot more people in the exact same manner. We just never heard their stories before. Interesting take
Yeah,
there. I
that's
can't
true.
believe Eamon didn't shave his mustache off before interviews.
Dude, that's one of the things that blows my mind the most. Like, everyone's talking about their statements, but dude, Penguin Zero freaking called him out for that. He's like, he literally looks like he's a mustache twirling like comic book villain. The
You know what
fact
he looks
that
like?
committed to the mustache is wild, dude.
He looks like Jim Carrey is Egghead in the Sonic movie.
Oh my gosh, bro. I completely forgot.
He looks like a Monopoly crook.
That's true. You know what? To be honest, the one thing that I respect about Eamon from Bricks and Minifigs, the CEO, is that he committed to the mustache. Even after all the hate and all of the recognition that he looks like a mustache twirling villain, instead of deciding to, you know what, I don't want to be perceived that way as a mustache twirling villain, I'm just going to keep the mustache as is. And I think there's something to be said about that.
I don't want to speak for the entire mustache community because, you know, I got one. But, like, dude, if someone made fun of my mustache, I'm not shaving it. It's not going to – I can't stand down, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. All right, we'll read a few chats here. Waiting on ACOB to join the stream. We're excited for that. We're excited that he's willing to hop on. By the way, if you haven't seen ACOB's videos, go check him out. He recently interviewed the CEO of Bricks and Minifigs, and Brickheads. He's saying that he got no link. All right, sorry, bro. Hold on 1 second. No link.
I'll read some chats. In Disguise said, the sue me if they think you can win seem to be the first thing out of the bag of tricks. Too many times. 100% agree. WM said, their franchise agreements have stores debts to corporate at an interest rate of 1.5% compounded monthly. That is like 19% annually. It is predatory to the franchisees. That's actually a true statement, by the way. Yeah. I do know about that working at Bricks and Minifigs, kind of like how they like the franchise fees are like insane. And it has to go off of profits too. It doesn't just go off of like gross. It's like profits. Retired executive here. I cannot believe how arrogant and stupid Bam has acted. They are going to get wrecked. Let's go, Charles.
Sorry, hold on 1 second. I'm trying to.
No, you're all good.
Get this figured out. All right,
I'm just reading
sent it.
comments.
I sent it to that email that you sent me, ACOB. Sorry about that, bro.
Joe said, so all of them are garbage, including the people that work at corporate that made the call to Crystal. Store owners should seek legal counsel for lawsuits against corporate. The only issue with that is I don't think corporate would take that. I don't know. It'd have to be like a conjoined effort because I've heard this theory go around, and it's like if one store does it, they would just kind of lose their franchise, lose their business, and pretty much go through like the same thing that Brian's going through. We need more people to like do that if that's going to happen. Store or the unredacted police cams are crazy, straight up police retaliation. 100%. Appreciate the podcast. I don't have people to talk Lego Star Wars with, so it's cool to listen. Thank you, James. BAM CEO is going to be taught in school on how to not be a CEO.
They're gonna teach people in business school, hey, this is what you don't do, and they're just gonna pull up this entire situation.
Hey, bud, this is what you don't do. Robert said, in the end, we now know how much a PR drama may cost for BAM, at least 200,000. Yep. What's the opinion on Eamon's interview that just came out? Says he wasn't always into Lego and got into it just before getting his own store.
I didn't see that. That question or piece of an interview, actually.
You mean revenue or profit? 6% on profit is a better deal than gross. WM. Low key, I don't know, but I know about this because I don't want to give out too much information, but like, yeah, there's like contracts online about like how the Bricks and Minifigs operations go and what they have to do before they actually like commit to a store. There's a lot of stuff. Yeah, revenue. Chris Fox said. Eric said, would it be crazy to try and set up a GoFundMe for BAM franchises strictly for legal fees for a class action against corporate? It wouldn't be crazy. Underground said, well, they have lost their business. It might be a slow decline for some, but a lot will go down fast. Kind of be like Sears, I feel like. No, like Toys R Us. Oh my God. It's Toys R Us all over again, except they didn't like steal people's stuff. Or I don't think they did. It's in the Bam Sucks channel. Cheese Slop Queen says. I heard it's 6% on gross, but that is just rumors. BAM doesn't care if you make a profit. It's very true because they're just trying to get a profit. 6%, they can stuff it. BAM will rebrand.
Sean, did you get the email I sent? Sorry, hold on. We're trying to get Sean from Makov in here, but yes, sir. Be there in a sec. All right. He got the email, so he'll be here shortly. Rami, I am gonna go take a piss really quick, and I'll be right back.
Sounds good. I'll keep reading chats. Underground Adventure said, Eric, that's a great idea. What did Eric say? In Disguise said, plus another 1% for advertisement. Crazy Bacon said the swatting was straight up fear tactic from the police. They only had a warrant to look for Legos, not an arrest warrant. That's very true. When I watched the part 2 video, I thought that was like one of the craziest things that happened. And it was like, this dude went to jail because they were looking for Legos, didn't find any Legos, and they arrested him and took him to jail and questioned him. Like it was all set up like very strategically. Let's see. Charles said, yes, the mustached villain is going to become a Harvard Business Review case study. I look forward to reading it on my next flight. Nice. WM said, some people found Eamon's old LLCs, 2 leather superhero mask businesses, and a fencing, sword fighting sports store. He thought he was Zorro. James said, I'm sure BAM will sell to a reputable company if they can't recover. We'll see. We'll see about that. Start a GoFundMe for the store owners for a class action. Jake, we might have an idea here.
This is a good question that I am somewhat interested in that we haven't really, touched on very much. Why are the Mormons not stepping up? This is a direct reflection on their community, and with the corrupt lying cops. I did see Reckless Ben go on and speak to some people from the Mormon community, so go check that out. And by the way, chat, welcome Sean from ACOB, everybody. Welcome
What is happening
to the stream.
What's good?
What's up, dude?
What's
We're
happening,
so
boys?
glad to have him here. And again, if you're not familiar with his YouTube channel, go check it out. Go follow his YouTube channel, subscribe to it, like it. Go check out his interview with the CEO, Eamon, if you haven't already seen that. I know most of the community has, but thank you so much, dude.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you so
Dude,
much for coming.
Honor having you.
Dude, honored to be talking to you guys, man. Like I said, I've been watching for a while. I don't know all the inside jokes, but
Basically, you just gotta like the UCS Yoda. That's it.
Yeah, that's what you
no,
have
I
to
got
do.
that. Yeah, it's like
You'll
like
be
one
in
of
the
those
good
ironic
graces.
takes. Yeah. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, obviously, you guys are having a night tonight. We had some nights last week. I think a lot of folks are descending upon the Lego community for our takes on this because we're probably closest to the situation. So it's like, while the spotlight's good, we wish it was under better terms. But like, yeah, it's just been pretty nuts. And again, you guys are covering it here. We're very close to the situation. I think the first night or two, and we did get some heat over that, and I think it's fair, but people need to remember this is 8 days ago.
Yeah.
More has surfaced, which is why we took the position that we were in, where we're neutral. Not neutral in this, we were neutral in the sense of like, we want to still know where the sets are and who did it. And again, anyone who watched the whole interviews saw us to Matt, the COO, and Ammon, the CEO, every second we could. We're like, doesn't matter what else happened here. I want to hear about it. I want to know where those went, but your name is on the door. Bottom line is everyone's going to associate that with you boys, And so, so when we say we're neutral, it's like, I do think, and in fact, like it's pretty much confirmed at this point, there are several bad actors in this whole thing, and that's all going to come out. But again, second tier story to let's get Brian paid. You know what I mean? So
It's all
For
like
sure.
all they're doing is just deflecting the whole entire situation. Like, and it just makes it so much worse.
And it
Yeah.
also, just for the sake of, kind of what our version of covering this story was about, former employees, it's like Rami here was put in a really tough situation because it wasn't until the day we did the podcast that he was not working for that company anymore. And we had a hard time being able to talk about it and discuss it because he was employed with them and everything like that. It's put a lot of people in some really tough situations, and it's unfortunate that the CEO and the way that they've handled the situations has put not only their franchisees in a tough position, but all of the people who are employed with the company. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Again, like people are trying to, people saying that there's like sympathizers and all that stuff. It's like, dude, not one I think if like we all hold hands on one thing, it's like, stop attacking your local BAMs. Rhombus used to work there, for example. I think he had another fella from the other night that was working there. Look, a lot of people love it. Our kids love it. I'm older than you guys, right? But like, we want all that to be kosher. We hope things get cleaned up at the top. I don't think anybody on any side of the fence is condoning any actions against that. It's like, to me, it's pretty crystallized, like what we want. We want it to kind of go away. I said that too. Like, we're just like, dude, like, we're not used to this. We're used to bashing smart play over here. That's like a hot topic issue for us. Like, like,
dude,
we get back to shitting on current Lego Star Wars, like that's what we'd like to do. There's been some heaters, to be clear. I'm not all, I don't think it's all bad, but the point is like a hot take for us is just not this kind of seriousness, and so
for sure.
I will say this though. I think like one thing I've seen from this community I haven't seen in a long time is like everyone is banding together to like kind of expose the truth and see what's actually going on. And that's good to see. But I agree with what you're saying. Like, let's get back to like bashing smart bricks and like
everybody. Welcome.
Here's a lot of fun. Here we go.
Ryan from
oh my
M&R has joined the
What's
chat.
up?
What's up, dude? What's up, man?
Nice
How are you?
profile picture.
Nice
He's
to
on
meet
the
you guys.
road. He's on the road.
I'm driving
Okay.
home, so hopefully the audio sounds good. If it's
No,
bad,
you're good, man. It's good. It's good enough. It's good enough.
Wait,
for
is
us,
this
man.
a
We
real
appreciate
M&R?
you.
Or is it AI? Because things are happening. Now.
Ask me the
Yeah,
stupid
that's
question.
true.
Oh, okay. Do you like the current helmet holes?
No.
All right, it's really Ryan.
That is Ryan. That we have
Verified. Fact check
confirmed.
true.
That is Ryan.
In fact, that's all we need on the internet, right?
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining in, man. We really appreciate it.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
The last thing I heard was that you quit Bricks and Minifigs, or you were fired. I don't know which it was, but you said you worked there until the day of.
Dude, man, there's a lot of people to be like talking about this. So like basically
There's whatever there is, 700 of us. How
Say
many
what
we-
you're comfortable with. Say what you're comfortable
Yeah,
with, bro.
don't
I'll
get
just say
refired,
this.
okay?
I'll just say this. I have a really good relationship with my local-ish Bricks and Minifigs, but I relocated like 3 hours away from my location, but they kept me on like the roster just in case I ever wanted to like come back and work. And like not even like 15 minutes after the video came out, they're like, "Yeah, you gotta go, bud." Like
Which video are you talking about?
The one
we released a podcast a few days ago where we kind of it's called like
It was
former
two
employees break
current
their
former-
silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
And
okay.
so I was actually on the phone with Rami, and he was like, "Bro," he's like, "My boss is calling me." He said her name. I was like, "Oh snap, dude!" And
I'm
And then
sorry.
he called me back like 30 minutes later and was
It's
like,
okay.
"Well, I don't
And-
I don't work for the company anymore."
and
So
I'll just say this. It was extremely respectful, and I completely
was,
understand
yeah.
why she would do that. So I mean, it's not like
Well, I'm sure corporate has like banned stores and employees from discussing it in any
Oh,
open
yeah.
forum.
oh yeah.
Yeah, was that
No,
mentioned,
they-
Rhombus, or no?
No, 100%. Like they can't be talking about this like at all, posting any type of content about it. Like that's
Well,
immediate.
Join me, Jake Snoodles, and M&R and being able to talk about it now, I guess. I mean, did they say like there'd be future... we know how they like to litigate. Did they say there'd be future issues if you do, or what?
Maybe.
All
I
right.
mean,
YOLO, I guess.
it was like, yeah, I guess we'll find out. Let's see
Yeah,
if I
all
get
right.
sued.
Yeah.
we doubled down, just like
I don't want you getting
Bricks and
serious.
Minifigs is doubling down
be
on all
fine.
the shit that they're doing. Rami is doubling down.
He's
on
tripled
his,
down, dude. He's
his
like,
voice.
you let me
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
We're
for
gonna
sure.
let it fly.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Any
I
hint
got
of
the
this?
middle
Really quick.
fingers
Yeah, Jake.
blazing right now. Come on now.
I
Yeah,
want to
Jake, go
ask
ahead.
you guys. I want to ask because you guys have been so closely tied to the situation. And by the way, I truly respect you guys, your guys' approach to trying to get as much information before you release a statement on it. I've seen both of you guys get hate for that, for taking so long to say something, or even the way you were asking questions in the interview that you did. I think that's commendable. I think a lot of people are just jumping to make a video just to get clicks or likes or whatever it is. So I appreciate that you guys are doing that. That's been
think-
refreshing as people in the Lego Star Wars community. But I just want to ask, what to you guys, as far as the way Bricks and Minifigs has handled this situation, has been the most shocking?
Ryan?
I feel like they're just complete inability to admit a little bit of like, hey, we might have done something wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, 'cause
I just,
Even a smidge. Yeah, he's right. Like, we're trying,
like
dude.
the whole article yesterday of them parting ways with Brandon and Joshua, like they didn't just part ways with them because of Ben's video. That would be ridiculous. They parted ways with them because they think they did something wrong, or they did something wrong in my, like, I can't imagine. But of course, in the whole article, they're like, blame everybody else. We didn't do anything wrong, and that's, you're not gonna earn any community trust back that way. It's, I mean, honestly, after 2 weeks now, it's probably too late. But they're just digging a deeper hole, doing stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. We actually just, before you guys hopped on and were in the chat, we were just covering, we just now got a chance after work, school, all of those things this week to really go over and analyze the statements. And what stood out to us from the jump was like, the first paragraph is blaming it on the devastating social media campaign. In the next paragraph, it's blaming it on, they're blaming it on Crystal and the previous ownership.
It's like the next 8 paragraphs.
Yeah, for sure. It's like from
Yeah.
there on, it's just
Well, Ryan, you
pure
did hold on.
blame.
Ryan, you did a tick count, right? Like how many mentions of them versus Crystal? Do you remember what you
Yeah,
said today?
Brian and Joshua combined were mentioned 4 times in the like article, not including the title, I believe. And then Crystal was mentioned 6 times, and unauthorized was mentioned 4 times, and it's like
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Those numbers are way out of whack for sure.
I mean, I broke it in your chat. I know I've told Ryan about it. We have this whole, we have a big investigation going, but just as friends, everybody has their little chat messages, all that. But BAM PR, I have a direct link if people are wondering, like, how do you get all this inside stuff? For whatever reason, they chose us, and that's cool. And I can give more.
Too much. They won't tell you anything else.
No. Listen, she said, like, on the record, off the record, and she chose us because Jake nailed it. I'm sorry, dude, Ryan. At this point, we have to like puff our chests out a little bit. Jake nailed it. They appreciated that folks like you, myself, a few others out there are like going out, being a little bit not entirely neutral, because she knows we're all like, and again, if I was able to record or whatever calls, which we can't do, different states, different rules, if I was able to release and I'd never share DMs, it's just something I don't do, or text or any of that, I'll never do it, don't ask. But if I was able to, I would say, like, it appreciates that we're like, I don't like what you guys are doing to your franchises, I don't like what you're doing to Brian. Let me hear the rest of this shit, though, because I feel like everyone's aligned on that. We need to get that fixed, but the mystery of like what happened to those sets is still out there, and so for whatever reason, they're kind of riding with us and giving us info. And I will tell you, yesterday it started, and then today it was confirmed. The language was a little bit loosey-goosey in terms of what actually happened with Brandon and Joshua, and I'm like, people want to know. I actually told her, I said, update the blog if you want to make it clear, because people are saying that they're released from the one store. It's been closed forever since the Ben videos. We all knew that. Not good enough. I'm like, so say it with your whole heart. Are they gone? 3 gones, all caps. I wish I would. It's not my style. I don't do that. I'm able to verbalize it, but I'll never show private discussions.
Oh yeah.
And she said, yeah, it'll be updated. And I believe it was. And so, like, people could say, oh, you're coaching along. Whatever. It's like, well, people are fucking confused about it. You guys are going to continue to get more heat. Let's clean it up. If your top guys aren't going to come out and say it, and if it's only behind blogs, which is weird to say blogs in 2026.
It is. Yeah.
Every time I feel like I'm a boomer, but I'm like, no, I'm intentionally saying blogs instead of vlogs.
That's what they're calling them.
That's what they are. I'm like, update the blog to say, because the next morning, Ryan, I'm sure you did too. I got, after the Ryan and I pod from Thursday, I got no less than, I'm not even exaggerating, 50 some odd messages like, well, he still owns the other shit. Is he gone from that too?
I saw a lot of people saying that.
Not only that night, but in DMs, and I'm just like, I don't know. Let me ask. Let's see if she'll answer. She goes, absolutely, 1,000,000% gone.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give them a little bit of like benefit of the doubt in that case, where it's just like, could they? I mean, obviously they've done a lot of things that are like really, really.
And we're not defending. It's all facts. Go ahead, Ren.
Could they be that stupid to make a whole announcement about how they're no longer part of the company under this much heat, and then have them still own the other store secretly, and then watch that get exposed in like a month? Like, could you imagine? Like, I just cannot fathom trying to get away with that after all this.
And Ryan and I and Rod, shout out to Rod, part of the 3-headed monster. It's like trying to tear this thing down. We kept, Ryan, you remember the term weasel words we kept using the other night.
Yeah, I loved it.
It's a weasel word.
Words,
It is. It's like, if you look at
it is, yeah.
When you say I am 50 years old, what happens when I say I'm almost 50 years old? What does that make you think? I'm anywhere from 46 to 50, right?
Yeah.
That's a big gap. Mm-hmm. And so again, it's weird, but like, credit, no credit, whatever you want to call it, I'm like, this shit is not clear enough. What do we need? What can you give me that's 100% solid? Tell me they're gone or they're not.
Yeah,
and there's a reason
people don't
that
understand why we can't do this on the air and all
way.
that stuff. But this is sensitive stuff. And by the way, like lives, jobs, kids, families are involved. We're not trying to be insensitive here, but it's like when we're making announcements like part ways, it sucks that in 2026 usually they used to mean like they're gone. But with all this little bit of extra intrigue, we have to go like now from that store or
right
all the way gone.
Yeah.
And it's been confirmed all the way gone. And unfortunately, we're pressed to go all the way to the finish line on this. So I just want to make that clear.
The collection has been confirmed all the way gone, is what you're saying?
No. I'm talking about Brandon and Josh being completely gone from the company.
It's
and
just,
we do think that's gone. I mean, Ryan, you can comment on that.
Yeah.
I do think the set is the collection is unfortunately gone. But
I mean, yeah, they claim to have some little bit of stuff left, but I mean, yeah, most of it's definitely not there.
Yeah,
it's in a
I really
storage
appreciate. I appreciate what you guys are saying as far as they're being very meticulous and intentional with the vague wording of their statements. And this is something that we've talked. This is kind of a spin we took on the episode where we covered this. I'm a doctorate level student in clinical psychology, and so I was kind of discussing the way that businesses tend to react when something like shit hits the fan like this,
Yeah.
And it's not, from the psychological perspective, it's not about telling the truth and coming out and having clarity. It's about the public perception, and they're trying to shift the blame, and they're wording things in a vague manner. But what they don't understand is that they're not doing this in an intelligent or smart way.
Right.
It's like they're writing this assuming the audience who's going to read it is just going to we're just going to bypass some of these things. And I think you guys have done a great job of pointing out the discrepancies between what they've said. I think, Ryan, you did a great job like pointing out, hey, they only actually mentioned the statement itself is about Josh and Brand. Like the title is Josh and Brandon, we've parted ways, whatever.
Right,
but they
you
only
look at the
mentioned their
scoreboard.
name. Yeah, exactly. The scoreboard. The scoreboard, doesn't lie in this situation. It's like it's very vague.
Kind of adding on to that, like I don't know if they figured out yet that nobody is going to believe anything they say. It doesn't matter. It's over. They have done too much and gotten too many things wrong to have any credibility.
Too much and too little, right, Ryan? Too late, maybe?
Yeah. But they have no credibility left. So it doesn't matter. Like, they can say 2 + 2 = 4 and people will be like, they're lying. So it's just at that point they've got to just hang it up. In my opinion, I really don't understand why they spent so much of that article trying to do more damage control when there's nothing to control. It's too late.
Yeah, I agree with that. They've
this
dug
needs to be
way too deep a hole.
Does Eamon have a psychology degree?
Dude, honestly, I never talk psychologically on the podcast, but I did in the episode where we covered this. And dude, so many people were DMing me. Some people found my personal social media accounts and were messaging me like, psychology's fake, like you're a freaking con artist, like all this crazy stuff. So anyways, personal attacks like that. But does Eamon have a psychology degree? Is that a thing?
Know.
I'm checking his LinkedIn.
I don't know if
right
it's
now.
worth burning a text to
open
ask.
to work.
If you give me something hotter, I'll do it.
Yeah.
No, but like but what's interesting, man, and Jake, seriously, I'm not blowing smoke, and Ryan will tell you. I mean, I'm normally a very confident fella. That night I was rattled because you saw it, Jake. I mean, it was for an ACOB stream and channel average, quite frankly, before all this happened, 98.9% likes, ratio.
Yeah.
After that, and probably because they just saw we had him on, and a lot of people like, you're giving him a platform. Downvote. We dropped to like 85 after being on the air for 5 years. We took all that heat,
Yeah.
And people were looking for a bloodbath, not a conversation.
Exactly. Yeah, we've talked about it.
Yeah.
And in the post game, Ryan, again, our close friends in the space and even in real life have been like, dude, if you did not serve him up on a platter, you would have got downvoted. If you didn't tell him to suck your bricks right off the rip.
Right. Yeah.
Like they're gonna hate you for it, and I don't think people. I encourage your audience. This is the only plug I'm gonna give. If you watch that, you watch the first 15. I admit it could look like weak sauce, but dude, it's like any boxing match, sparring match, whatever. We're in a very short form fast food world. I encourage everyone to watch like that final 15 to 20, and we really start getting into it. You don't want to cut like I approach it like I approach relationships in real life. Like you can't just like jump all over anybody's shit, or they're not going to want to hang out with you. Period. As dudes, you heard me say many times, like, let's be dudes. Let's be. It's an art, you know, and I'm not trying to say I'm the master interrogator. I'm nowhere near that. But like, if you read between the lines enough with any of this stuff, you can see that there was actually some pretty telling shit. And that's the only plug I'll give, and the only time I'll compliment, because I am my harshest critic, and Ryan will tell you that.
Yeah.
No, I feel that too. And again, we really appreciate that. And I another thing is that
I feel like,
you know, people in the social media world want to have finality, and they want to have like
now they want it yesterday.
They want it now. They want it yesterday. What you're saying about short form engagement, attention spans, you know, things of that nature. And it's like people wanted to join in and see you guys just try to rip the CEO apart and just attack him. But if you would have tried to do that, he wouldn't have. It wouldn't have worked.
Bounced.
He would have been out. He would have been out, and you would have sabotaged an entire, you know, intelligent
open line of communication, which
open line of communication. Yeah,
we still have. She's hearing me say this. They're hearing me say this, and they're okay with it because they understand that we're playing it fair.
Right. Yeah.
With the underlining of. We still think you guys fucked up at the outset, and they know they did too. And again, if you watch the interviews,
they're still fucking up.
And they
still are. Yeah,
it's appalling.
Sure. Yeah. We have someone. I almost just ruined it, I think, there. But we have someone that's very closely tied to the situation.
All right.
That is going to be coming on soon onto our podcast. They are almost as closely tied to it as anyone, and so we're excited to touch base on that and see what happens there. But I mean, where do you guys think this goes from here? Because there's been a lot of conversation about how much bigger of a hole can they dig themselves into, Bricks and Minifigs, and how long is it going to go until this is resolved and the internet dies down from this and there's not a huge discussion around it anymore? And what would it take from Bricks and Minifigs side for that to happen at this point?
Until the CEO steps down.
Yeah, definitely. You take it first, Ryan. When do you think this blows over, maybe, or can it?
I don't know about that. 3 to 7. I think it was 3 to 7 days was the forecast.
Yeah,
that's what he said. That's what they said. Yeah.
And those unpublished things.
3 to 7 days for being 3 to 7 days away.
Those business days or weekends? I didn't know.
Who knows? Just days. Martian days. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, man, I do feel like unless there's new energy pumped in, just as just normie guy, it does. I mean, I'm sure you guys are feeling it too. To a degree, we're in the third or fourth quarter, and it's like, how do we, if people want to get into overtime, there's going to need to be extra energy, whether that comes from Ben, whether it comes from new.
Well, the Coffeezilla video is coming at some point, and that's going to be. I assume he's going to have some new stuff in there.
That is a fire starter. That is a starter log. That is a.
That's going to be its own insanity. So.
Right, and he's going to bring even a bigger audience because remember, like. Ben what was he before all this, Ryan? Was he like a 450?
Subs? Yeah,
and he's a 1.2.
Hey, what's up? What's up, brother collector? Welcome in, dude. We got the full squad here. What's up, man? I don't know. Hey, I only sent the link to ACOB to Sean, and so I'm just if someone.
I hope you don't mind
at this point. No, you're good. I hope
you don't mind. I brought these up and comer guys with
No,
us.
dude. We really appreciate you guys joining in.
When you woke up this morning? Did you realize you'd be joined by an NFL legend or not? Like, what's happening?
No.
That's insane.
We had no idea. We had no idea that this was going to be happening. We really appreciate it. We've been on YouTube for about a year now, and we're at 4,000, a little over 4,000 subscribers. And
dude, you earned it. You guys are awesome. Seriously, cool. I watch you guys all the time. Yeah.
We really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. So it's so cool to have you guys on. What's up? What's up, Rod?
Hey,
How are
Rod.
you doing, man?
Hey, Rod, is that AT real?
Which one?
It's
Oh,
as real as
yeah,
the
that one?
inventory
Yeah.
counts.
As real as it gets.
It's as real
Dude,
as the inventory counts of
that's-
Salem.
That's what the NFL gets you right there.
There you go. He's got an
Something like
actual
that.
real life AT.
I had a topic. I was curious if you guys had read the emails that MGS leaked today or yesterday or whatever.
No,
No.
we hadn't
At the
seen
end
it.
of
We
it,
hadn't
Pull,
seen
pull
it.
it up on Insta. That's good coverage. Jake.
I gotta use the
Okay.
restroom. Hold up.
Yeah.
All right.
Me too, Ramos. I'll
said-
be right behind you, but not literally. Right?
I sent the
Let me try
screenshots
to find it.
You, Sean, you and Rod, but the
Yeah,
I don't
saw
know.
it.
I was like,
I didn't react
it's
a lot
kinda-
today. I'm sorry. I was,
No, it's fine. I've been out and about too. I was at a convention, so. But yeah, she's like, "Holy crap!" I mean, this kid's just graduating high school, and they're like,
Right. Yeah,
good
yeah.
kid, smart kid.
I mean, I
Yeah.
can't. I left your show and Reckless Ben was joining, but I was not privy to anything that they had basically threatened him with. I had not received the same email. Let's put it that way. But I was like, yeah, let me just not do this. But yeah, they really don't want people to collaborate with Reckless Ben, I guess. So that's a deal.
Yeah, pull it up, Jake, and it kind of shows like, Brian, are they They're threats, right? I mean, they're pretty much threats.
I don't know what you would call it, but you can read it for yourself and decide what it is.
Again, a lot of this, Rod. We work in Rod. I mean, you've been everywhere. The world operates in grays, unfortunately, right?
Yes, definitely some grays there. I mean, like Ryan said, you can kind of look into it and decipher what you want. I mean, they use the word warning, which, I feel like we can be free to describe it as, because that's the terminology they used in the email, and they said in the email, we are aware that this could be shared with your audience. So I think warning is accurate for now. Maybe if there was some other language in there, then yeah. Nah, I'm not going to go that far. They're just like, hey, maybe think twice before you decide to officially
Don't do anything stupid.
Yeah, don't do anything stupid. It's not a threat, but it is a warning for sure.
What'd I miss?
MG's Bricks got an email that was somewhat threatening. Are we using that word? Are we comfortable using that word? Or
warning.
No?
I think warning.
trying to pull
We
it
were
up.
saying like
It
I
was a
think
warning.
warning is just under threat.
Oh no!
If we're gonna do it on
Okay.
a 1 to 10 thing, are you familiar with the story, Rhombus, the guy who traded in the gold C3s?
Yeah.
So he was given some emails by a former guest of the ACOB show, and you can pull it up on Insta, Jake, if you want to screen share, but it should be on there. But
I'm trying to
unless
get
it's been
logged
pulled,
in.
which is entirely
Yeah.
possible.
I'm trying to get
Yeah,
logged
that
into
video
it.
was
1
insane.
second.
Like, coming from this is a
Oh
different
yeah,
perspective.
you're
too.
trading Val's.
I will say this about Bricks and Minifigs. Okay, like our trade-ins are awful because
Give me a
how-
real world though. I bring in
I-
500. Tell me the number you're giving me. 500
I'll tell
in,
you.
in Bricklink value. What are you giving me day to day?
Okay, so I'll tell you the statistical way that we're supposed to do it. So when it comes to cash, it's 40%, and if it's credit, it's 50%. So 40 40%, 50%. And then it kind of depends also like on how desirable it is.
Sure.
And also
It's all Star
It's-
Wars stuff, let's just say. And it's
Okay.
a little bit of vintage, a little bit of new. Same numbers?
Okay. It depends because
Okay.
like some of I won't say who, but like some of the people that like I worked with would like throw some really low numbers. And I'd be like, dude, like that's like scamming somebody like straight up, or like if there's like one piece missing, you'd put it as incomplete and it goes down to like 20%. Like it's all like done on the computer too.
A piece or a
And,
fig or
like,
both?
A fig would totally drop it down like
Okay.
so much. Yeah. But like I'm trying to think of like an instance. So like this is great, right? There was someone who brought in like a whole bucket of like 2005 to like 2012 like Lego Star Wars sets, and it was some good stuff. It was like the 2007 MTT, the like a bunch of big sets, and because it was in pieces, not like in shambles, we gave them like bulk prices. And we built it back in like 3 hours. And then like, you're paying like $90 for something that has like 13 sets, and one of them is like we're selling for 600. It makes you think like what kind of business am I working for,
Hey, I gotta drop off. I just got home, but I might be able to join back in a little bit. But I'm just getting to the house, so
yeah, cool, man. Feel free to jump back in.
Thanks for joining, man.
I'll try to listen in so I can hear what y'all are chatting about. But yeah, check out those MGS emails and read through them. It's a doozy.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to it, man. We appreciate you dropping in. If you're able to come back,
right.
cool.
You
If
want,
not,
you want me to
so
pull
much.
it up?
Yeah, if you don't mind, I'm having trouble logging into IG right now for some reason. It's not having some issues.
I had a couple
are you
of
able to
thoughts
share
on
your
the.
screen? Yeah, go for
Was
it.
it on his Insta, MGS Brick? No, where was it?
It was on his Twitter, his X account, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, I don't even know if I have my login on that.
I had a couple of thoughts on the trade-in model and the pricing.
What's up?
I mean, at least as far as I understand, you kind of alluded to it a little bit, is like maybe the value that you could offer might depend a little bit on the value of the figure. So like if you've got really high-end sets that are complete, or really high-end minifigures that are complete, where you can still make a pretty sizable profit, then it seems like some stores are more willing to offer a little bit more because they know they're still going to be able to move it. And I've also had some conversations with some current and previous BAM store owners, and a couple of them have said that sometimes they will make a super low offer intentionally, not because they're trying to maximize their profit, but because they don't really want the person to accept it. And so, where it's
That's
like,
very true.
we're kind of packed right now, and we don't need 10 more 501st clone troopers with helmet holes because we've already got 25 or 30 in the back. And so we're going to make them an offer, hoping that they'll refuse it and just sit on it because we don't need it right now. So I know that some people, there's plenty of testimony about, people being outraged when they get an atrocious offer for their minifigures. Now, obviously this MGS video was a little bit different because he brought in some heaters like those OG Batman figures and, some others. And so in that instance, I can see why it definitely gave a bad look, but I do know sometimes they offer low because they don't want the person to accept it.
No, that's 100% true. There was infamously in our store a bunch of the T6 Ahsoka shuttles, and they always came without the minifigs. Yeah. So like in that instance, we'd be like, dude, we'll give you like $5. Like, what do you want us to do?
Yeah.
We don't
really
want
quick.
that.
I want to read these couple of super chats we've got. I promised our viewers at the start that we would
do it
on those.
Take care of biz.
Laughable Larry 9243. Is it bad that I don't want this to settle before it gets to court? I want to see this become the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial case times 100. I think that's a fair point. I think as global as this can get, as many eyes on this as we can get and support as we can get. I don't know if it'll reach Johnny Depp, Amber Heard level of insight, but I think
I just don't want Brian to be stressed about this. Like that's
for
the
sure.
big big thing. Like
let me tell you guys something. I want you to picture something. Ryan, Rod, and I in a luxury RV sponsored by M&R Productions in Utah or Oregon, covering the case every day, just like jumping out of the RV. It'd be the most uncomfortable not ever happening situation ever, but I did pitch it. And Rod's like, depends on what's going on. But I think it would it'd have to be an RV because we all know Ryan doesn't fly. And so, dude, could you imagine?
Does Ryan not fly? What is he?
He's not never. He did it for Rod. Rod, was that the last confirmed flight? Was it for you, for your game?
It might be the last confirmed flight. He came up to Indy to watch the Patriots versus Colts game. That may be the last confirmed flight.
I'm
not sure.
That's what made it worth it for him. Was the occasion.
Nice.
But if not,
like even going to
I'm picturing it. Rod, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I mean, even going to conventions, like he's gone to Brick World Chicago, and he won't fly; he'll drive for that. But part of that is because he wants to sell or he wants to display. So if he's got to bring
Yeah.
stuff, then it makes sense. But definitely the
100%.
occasion has to warrant it for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah,
But I was just saying, dude, imagine
making
like live
arrangements.
coverage though, like live daily coverage just outside of the courtroom, like pure, what is it, court TV?
You
I
got,
don't even know what
you got like a
people
little
watch.
microphone. It says like M&R a cup.
Yeah, just like whatever
all
on
your
there,
stuff
and
on
just
there.
we hop out, and we're like,
Dude.
all right, in today's news,
Let
I mean,
us-
it's crazy. This guy was really pressed, but we're not sure the outcome. Like, just dude, the coverage would be so nuts. Like if I was 22, had not the job, the kids, the wife, I would totally do that. It would be
Let Psych Walker take the weekends. We'll
just be in the
No,
we'll
you-
be in the
weekend
back.
shifts.
We'll be in the background with
it
the
could be a
signs
thing
and
for you
stuff,
guys to
you
do,
know?
man. You guys are like, you're already on the map, but dude, like that'd be crazy.
I've got a wife, no kids, so I might could swing it. I might could convince my wife. Hey, I'm going on a business trip. It's related to school.
I think
Trust me,
Rod's
it's
in a
related to
similar
school.
situation, but it's hard to pull off.
It is. We'd have to negotiate on that, but no, I think that's that's good.
Is it a
we
6
have-
week trial? We don't know.
We're also in the process of planning a last minute trip to Brick World, so we plan on being there.
So is Rod, ironically. That's
yeah.
Oh really? Yes. We're in Texas, so it's
if you
like from where we live, it's about a 13-hour drive, and so we were trying to determine whether it's like, do we make that drive or do we try to fly?
We've been tossing and turning about it for like the past few months,
Yeah. I mean, Rod, I'm a homer, but what do you think? You went in what, 22 was your last time, Rod?
Yeah, first and last time as of now. And it was a great time. That was the first convention I ever went to. Met so many of the, big faces in the Lego space. I was actually doing a sponsored show with Whatnot because they had just launched their app and they were trying to recruit a lot of big personalities to help bring people into the app. And so Ryan did a sponsored show. I did a sponsored show. It was a great time.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. We're excited. I've always wanted to go, and it's just one of those things in the back of our mind. It's like, I don't know if we can logistically make that happen, but we looked at our schedules and stuff, and we're going to try to do it. So I think it'll be cool, and hopefully we'll be able to link up with maybe some of you guys and meet in person if it
100%
works out like that.
Yeah, we'll all be there.
It'd be cool. Yeah, it'd be cool. $5 super chat from Wiley.
Rod, are you going?
Thank you.
I'm not sure.
Rod's mixed.
Okay, you know what? This is how we're gonna settle
He's got to kick
Rod
battle
goes-
packs through uprights.
If Rod goes, we go.
My thing is if Ryan goes, I go because Ryan would pick me up on the drive up. So there's a big domino effect happening.
Is Ryan going? Is he planning on going to Brick World?
He's how on the where are we at, Rod? If you had to do a percentage, I know he's got we don't have to disclose the contingency, but like, are we 60, 70, 50? Where are we at?
I think earlier in the year it was much higher because at Atlanta BrickCon, he made a big purchase for a bunch of the original 501st battle packs, and he bought them.
Shocker.
Had a guy drop them off with me, and then I brought them home with me. And after the convention, he was like, "Well, I'm going to Brick World Chicago, so I'll pick them up from you on my way back." And so I was like, "Okay, great." So at that point in time, it seemed almost certain. But we talked recently, and he's a little more on the fence about it at the moment. So I would probably put it at 50-50. Like, I think it's genuinely a toss-up right now.
All right.
You got to get him to go.
Coin? Where's the coin?
Yeah.
If we told him, Rod, that these boys would go if he goes, I mean that it might help. We might get it to 51.
It could tip the scales. Yeah, it could.
We could. Star Wars podcast could tip the scales. My wife's in the chat and she said, "I support your business trip." So
hey,
I got the green light, bro. I got the green light.
You got the stamp of approval.
I like the little little quotes.
The little
yeah.
Oh yeah. She's also.
We got to get some W's in the chat for the missus supporting us. That's awesome.
Ours is legit for that, but it doesn't matter because she knows it's like the favorite week of the year for me. It's the 1 week where it's dad only doing his thing, So
yeah, for sure. That's cool. Yeah, we're excited. We're excited about Brick World, about hitting it up.
Jake, and like I told you, man, even offline, dude, if you can't make it, I've said it to Rob, say it to everybody, just like we'll all be there every year until we can't. So if you can't be here, really do it up next year.
Sure.
And if you got to dip your toe in the pool and just do it sounds like you boys might do like a couple days. That's how we started 2022. That was our first year as well. We did a Friday to Sunday morning, less than 48 hours, and it was like the greatest time ever. So much so that like every year we go for a full week now. So it's like
that's cool. I feel like it's going to be one of those things if we end up going, which right now it's leaning that direction. It'll end up being an every year, planned trip and stuff like that.
I can't oversell how great it is to be amongst like just like everybody there is like-minded, all down for the same thing. It's awesome. Yeah.
That's one thing that I as much as there's been a lot of negativity regarding this entire Bricks and Minifigs controversy and all of the swirl of things that have been happening, I think the one positive that we can pull from this is that it's really brought the community together. Like, I don't know if we'd be sitting on a stream with you guys right now if this wasn't going on. I think it's something that's brought a lot of our voices together and a lot of content creators. But then there's also, it's like, yes, people in the Lego community and the Lego Star Wars community, but also the freaking world is learning about this situation.
I have a story about
the
that.
Scale is so big.
I have a story about that. I knew that this situation was big when my mom told me, "Have you heard about this reckless bin?" I was like, "How do you know about that?" I was like, "Oh my God, that's crazy." She's like, "Send me a link to your YouTube video."
That's so funny, awesome. Dude.
I loved it, man. Yeah. That's how I knew. I was like, "Oh my God, like this is kind of a crazy story right now."
Yeah. So, if you don't mind, Sean, I'm curious as to, because obviously, like, you guys landed the interview with Eamon. With as much as you're willing to say or can say, what was just briefly the behind the scenes process about how that came together for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna sound unbelievable, and I've told our audience, I've told Rod, Ryan, and which they know kind of how I operate, but I mean, nothing much more than I sent them a DM like as soon as it started really popping. I want to say it was Tuesday or Wednesday. We go on Thursdays at 9 p.m. right here on YouTube. Like and sub.
Yeah,
yeah, we I don't know. I sent a note. Well, here's the order of operations. I sent a DM to Crystal and I sent a DM to Bam within a couple minutes. And I think it was Tuesday night. And I was like, let me just throw it out there. And Thursday morning, it wasn't for a full, day plus. Thursday morning, Crystal, previous store owner, just to keep the lore timeline in place, said, yeah, I'd love to come on. Here's the deal though. I have another job now and I can only give you like 15, 20 minutes. I'm like, I'll take it. So we talked to her. Things were running really hot. I feel like it was still within the first week of the first Ben video. And we have mods and we have, a Discord and all that stuff. And one of our mods and good friends said, hey, someone from corporate wants to talk to you. And they said they're willing to go on air right now. And I was like, send them the link. Let's go. And it was Matt, who is the COO and the brother of Ammon, just joined out of nowhere. And a lot of people to this day read our comments are like, you knew it was coming. Da, da, da. We had no effing clue. None.
That's crazy.
Her, she hung up. What was your order, Rod? She came on, then you did, or did you come on? Did you come on the Ammon night? It's all blurry.
I came on the Ammon night. I'm going to excuse myself for a minute and after this, like 30 seconds, but I believe it was Crystal came on, and then the next one, Ammon came on and started, and then I came in for a few minutes, and then right after I got off, Reckless Ben came on. I believe
that's what it was.
Those couple of streams.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'll be right
that
back.
Was a crazy night. Yeah, you're good, dude. That was a crazy night, bro.
So
he's hopping in the AT-AT.
Yep.
And so I think people expect, or they just want there to be more to it. And honestly, guys, and as you guys are a year into the game, it's like, dude, played out shit, whatever you want to say. It's shoot your shot. It's so true.
Yeah.
I just now what I said in the message, and maybe a little bit of the rep we've earned over the last few years probably, I hope, helped. But I was just like, hey, I think people are ready to hear your side of the story. That was it.
Yeah.
There was no offers, no guarantees. Once the COO interview, again, completely unplanned. I didn't know who we'd get. And I thought that was it, by the way. And I was over the moon that he came on that night. I was like, shit, this is hot. This is cool.
Yeah.
And the next morning, after the Thursday show, which is the only night we usually run, I sent a note over to their PR and I go, hey, about the Ammon interview, where are we at? He's probably going to come on. I'm like, oh, okay. I was half expecting that because the comments, the way we acted, there was no de-sucking going on. I'm sorry to use, but there was it's a
great word for that.
There was no, glazing going on at all. So I was like, I don't know if we're still going to get that one, but I will say in fairness, about 4 hours before, they confirmed he was coming on and they had some requirements and we had ours. And she said, will you jump on a call at such and such time? And I'm like, yeah. And they said, he wants to have a prepared statement. I said, that's tone deaf. I said, that's not what people want to hear. Right. If you guys want to do that, and that's a non-negotiable to get him on the air, sure. I'm going to counter you with one. Because they did ask. I'm not sending you any questions in advance. And we didn't. In fact, and if people are wondering, it's funny because people still doubt this. And Rod will tell you, anybody will tell you, outside of maybe 3 to 5 questions in that whole hour plus we had him on, all of them were crowdsourced from our chat. I'm pulling them up. That would have taken a lot of orchestration. So
yeah,
again,
sure.
it's like, dude, there's give and take. And yeah, why us? How did it happen? We sent him a DM. We gave him a really compelling DM as to why they need to come on, and they did. That's it. There's no secret sauce, no magic.
That's really cool to hear. To be honest, like I thought you did a great job. I watched most of the interview process that kind of played out. I had some stuff going on behind the scenes, but I was listening and I was engaged in it enough to get the vibe and to get an understanding of what was happening. I thought you did a great job, but with that piece of context added, that's even more impressive that you handled it the way you did. And again, I'm not, glazing you or just boosting you up to do it.
No, I know. You
guys did a fantastic job.
You're reacting to it
Jimbo,
real time like we are. People always think not everybody's the fucking bad guy out there. It's like,
yeah, true.
You
it
did
sucks
good
that we're
work,
so
man.
cynical, but it was that simple. I was like, ooh, this would be good.
Yeah.
So.
And you took the curveballs and you handled them the best that you could have done, I think. So Shell knows football, Austin born, Bama raised, so hook 'em and roll tide. But I was a huge fan of Hot Rod.
Everybody's a fan of the Hot Rod
player.
Roll
Shout out. Yeah,
Rod, have you heard that often? Like, I hate your team, but I liked you.
Oh yeah, I get that all the time. All the time.
That's great. Yeah. They answered my 3 questions. The stream. I'm just a dude. Felt bad about hard.
Well, and that's the thing. Like everyone's like, "Oh, they're loaded." It's like we're actively. And by the way, when people were saying like, "Oh, you only showed super questions," there were, I forget the top concurrent. It was 6,500 at one point.
Dude, that's impossible.
How do you
hold of all
how
that,
do you how do you filter? I'll tell you how you filter is like somebody thinks enough of whatever's going on to pay $300. I'm reading that fucking question.
Yeah,
like
I'm just doing it for sure.
That's extremely.
It's not to be biased. It's not to be whatever. But like somebody's dropping a 3-piece. I'm like, I'm reading it.
That's extremely.
I don't care what it says, short of insulting my family or something. But I'm reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys just chat with Crystal, the previous owner?
Yeah, she was on. Again, I really feel like the first of our saga was Probably the coolest. I mean, Rod, you tell me, but I feel like that one was so raw, like all of it. It was so new, it was so raw. Crystal was on, COO joins, he's white as a ghost. He's just like to me, that was the most compelling episode. Like, I'm proud of the Ammon episode and the Ammon/Ben episode. It's our highest drawing one. But if I had to do like the people's champ, the people's favorite, or for me, that first one was nuts. If you really look at what was going on, I enjoyed that one more.
Pen and paper time.
Yeah. So, pen and paper, sure. First, let me touch on this, because this is something that I felt like was too much of a coincidence to be a coincidence. I was going back through the statement that they released 2 days ago, and it's doing the timeline, right? Like, this is when this happened. This is when this happened, or at least to the best of their knowledge. So they have December 2024 to April 2025, this section of the timeline. The first bullet, it says in late November or early December of 2024, Brandon and Josh discovered like out of thin air, approximately 25 Star Wars sets in a closed closet in the back. Now, this is something that Ryan really got peeved about during his video, that we also got peeved about in Sean's stream the other day. They did not think anything of the fact that they had small stickers on them, but then in the very next sentence, they kept these sets segregated as they tried to determine what they were, which is very contradictory. It's like, well, if you don't think anything of it, just put them out on the shelves. But if you did think anything of it,
think so? Yeah,
exactly. If you did think anything of it, that's why you would have kept them separate, because they were different. But anyway, the line about the number of sets in a closed closet in the back, they discovered approximately 25 Star Wars sets in a closed closet in the back. Well, if you guys are aware, there was this Collectors Weekly podcast that kind of first touched on this whole thing back in the spring of 2025. And Crystal shared some photos with them of some pictures of some sets that she took on the night that she was removed from the store, right? And so I've been able to look at these photos. I was actually earlier today going over these pictures and trying to identify as many of these sets as I could. And in one of the photos where all of these sets are, you can see Brandon Best is standing in the doorway, right?
Yes, yeah,
on the night of the takeover. Yeah. And so I was going through all the photos, identifying as many of them as I could, and I was able to accurately identify, funny enough, 22 sets where you can distinctly see a set number or an item number, and you can match it up to an existing Lego Star Wars set. So there's 22 or 23 of those. There might have been 2 of the UCS Red 5 X-Wings, so maybe that's 23. But then there's 2 other sets. There's a buildable Baze Malbus and a buildable Praetorian Guard where the barcode is not facing the camera. So those also could have had stickers on them, but I'm not counting those. And then there's also a Rey's Speeder that does not have a sticker, which I think she intentionally put in there to show the regular sets didn't have a sticker. The marked sets for Brian did. If you include the Baze Malbus and the buildable Praetorian Guard, there would be exactly 25 sets that belong to Brian's collection, which seems way too precise to be an accident.
Yeah.
Which begs the question, if these are the roughly 25 sets that they just discovered in late November or early December 2024, they don't want to put the exact day in here for some reason, even when so many other things have an exact day assigned to them. These sets were there the whole
includes
time.
Black Friday, Rod, right? Probably.
Yeah. If these sets are the same 25 sets in the quote unquote closed closet in the back, then there is visual evidence of the fact that Brandon is standing in the doorway of this exact closet on the night Crystal is removed from the store. So this line could be entirely false if there is a way to prove that these sets were the same sets that are being referenced in this photo, which it seems like way too much of a coincidence for it to actually be a coincidence. I was just able to go through these photos that people have had access to since spring of last year, and I was able to count based, and not all of the pictures are high enough quality where I can actually identify a set. So there's like 2 or 3 of them that I'm not 100% sure if they have a sticker or not, but there's at least 22 that are plain as day, and potentially like 25 or 26. It's just, it cannot be a coincidence. And so I'm like, you guys could just be lying to us right here, because there's photo evidence that Brandon knew where this super secret closed closet in the back of the store was. And also,
2-3 weeks later. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And also, if you are tasked with doing the inventory of the store when you take over, why would you not open every single door in the store property to make sure you have covered all of the ground where stuff could be? It seems like they either lied about this closet, or just if they really didn't know that there was another closet in the store that could potentially have stuff in there, what are you doing running your store? You're not fully completing your assignment of trying to of trying to find all the inventory that could be in the store. It's literally right here, plain as day. I'm like,
and like we said on our pod the other night, Jake, was, dude, trust Rod and Ryan with everything, but like if I was like, hey, I'm gonna sell my collection to you, you go count, you tell me what it's worth. You wouldn't want anyone backing them up.
Yeah.
Right.
To assess the value. It's crazy.
That's another.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like everyone's like, and we did, again, we got no info out of him. And he said they're going to have, third party inventory counters when there's a store handover. To me, that's again, small win, but a big win, because why on earth would you trust the incoming owner to assess the value of the inventory before it's handed over to you? That's insanity. Right. It's insanity. Yeah. Dude, if I had 100K in there and you go, it's 30, and I'm states away and I go, all right, well, I guess it's 30.
Yeah, there's no world where that would happen.
It's only upside for the guy coming in, because part of the payment or the arrangement that you make to take over a store has got to consider the on-hand value of the inventory. And so, the what was the term, Rod? The lack of operations. It was actually harsher than that,
They said that there was in the blog, I believe they say there was a gap in operations or a lapse of some kind, basically, that they're saying that maybe when the new guys came in, like everything wasn't necessarily on the up and up from the time that Crystal is out until the time that the new guys are officially instated as the owners, which wasn't immediate. Like they take over running the store, but I guess they don't officially buy the store until a couple of months later. And so, part of the reason why they said they relieved those guys or had their mutual parting of ways. Oh, yes, it is a quote unquote operational gaps during the transition and subsequent management of the store.
Yeah.
So there you go. So
pretty wrist slappy for missing an entire closet of heater sets. Exactly. I'm sorry, dude, but there's something in life called the honeymoon phase where like you're just, exploring everything. And it's like, dude, I mean, ask the audience. You've gotten a new apartment. Have you not opened every even if you never open them again, but that first week or so, you're running around your new apartment or your new house, your new car, you're opening the glove box, you're looking under the seats. You may never look again, but dude, you're always checking out the new shit the first 2 weeks. And for them to say like a good gap of minimum of 2, high as a month later, oh, there's a whole ass closet back here filled to the brim with heater sets. Like it doesn't add up, dude.
No.
Yeah, there's no way. I mean, some people could say like plausible deniability, but I really don't think that is the case in this situation, because we potentially have photo evidence that Brandon was aware of this back closet. If, and I don't know if there is going to be a way to confirm that these 25 sets that they magically discovered are the same roughly 25 sets that I was just able to, to name out. Some of which, like Sean said, there's some very good ones in here. The UCS Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter is in there. That's a great set. 2 UCS Red 5 X-Wings in there. Great set. You got the First Order Transporter, which I think is like slept on, but a very good set.
Underrated.
It can hold a million First Order Stormtroopers. They have the Phase 2 Captain Rex Bark Speeder in there. You have the OG Ghost in there. the ATDP from Rebels. Like there's some really nice.
There's
sets
some heaters in there.
Yeah, and not to
so,
mention
like,
not to mention the monetary val, right? I mean, it's like whatever that is, couple G's at that point. So
so
for sure.
that I don't think they're gonna that part. I really don't think they're gonna get away with being able to say they didn't know that those sets were there, because there's a photo that would directly contradict that. And then, like Sean said, like,
for sure.
And this is something that I had said with the TOT guys. And I actually made a little meme and I had sent it in my group chat with Sean and Ryan earlier. There is a huge conflict of interest when, Ammon tells Josh that they can have the store for whatever it's valued at, or like whatever the price you recover it for. I made a little meme, and it's the Progressive name your price commercial with the little name your price, like laser scanner. And that to me, that's basically what Josh or what Ammon is telling Josh. And you guys can actually go verify that this is accurate information. The unredacted police footage was accidentally uploaded to a publicly accessible Dropbox, and that's where we've been able to get all of this footage from. And so in this unredacted footage, there was a conversation on the phone being had between Josh Johnson and one of the police officers. And this is 2 days before they arrest Ben when he's attempting to serve Josh the court papers. And in the conversation, I believe it's about, I can't remember what exactly the video is, but you get about 4.5 minutes into the video, and the conversation, Josh is on the phone with the police officer, and he's like, yeah, I was with corporate, and so my CEO told me you need to go recover, I believe is the word he used, recover the Salem store, and you can have it for whatever the price you recover it for. And so that there, I'm like, this is a huge, like, you're just begging him to undersell you on the value of the store. And of course, we have in the BAM statements that when the new ownership took over this decrepit store, or whatever they used, they basically said that when they took the store, like, it was trashed and it was in awful shape. They're like, when we took over the store, we only found a rundown is the exact terminology. They said the store was in rundown condition with only approximately $40,000 of inventory in there. And so I'm like, well, of course, they're going to tell you there's only 40 grand in there because you just told them name your price and that's what we'll sell it to you for. So it's totally in their interest to tell you the lowest number possible so that when they purchase it from corporate, they get the best deal. So I'm like, that is such a bad look. The fact that is, in the conversation that he's having with the police officers, that is not a good look for, our CEO, unfortunately, in Ammon, and for all of his motives and what he wants out of it. It's like, you basically just told this guy he can name his price for the store. So yeah, that really bothered me. And then obviously this thing with the secret closet bothered me as well.
The secret closet.
Touching base on that, you're referring to this section right here, right? In late November or early December, Brandon and Josh discovered approximately 25 Star Wars sets in a closed closet in the back. They did not think anything of the fact that these had small stickers on them that kept the sets segregated. Yeah, that's just... There are ways
that whole thing
to
is trashed. That whole thing
it's
is
like
destroyed.
detail for detail. We didn't know it had small stickers on it, and it was like,
it's almost like it was a back rooms closet where they like pressed the wall and they're like, oh, there's a closet here, and then they found all these sets and just had no clue, even though they admit Josh or whoever was in this, I think it was Josh was in the store in that footage where he's like, yeah, we're gonna be taking over the consignment. So it's like you'd think that'd be something that they got details on. You know what I mean? There's too many conveniences for them for their story to line up and for it to be true. So that's a good point.
Crystal had the Narnia in that closet. Yeah,
it's the Narnia closet. I'm curious about the MG's Bricks emails. I wonder if we'll be able to get that pulled up and take a look at that.
So I was looking at it over earlier today. I'll see if I can get the group chat. It's more or less BAM and acting in a similar fashion that everyone is already saying that they're kind of bullying a little bit and trying to throw their weight around. I can read it if you guys want.
I think Sean's trying to share this.
Oh yeah, yep. There you go.
Screen here.
So that's good. I'm going to put my questions for Crystal in the StreamYard chat so you guys can ask them. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah, for sure. And
Okay.
like I said, she's agreed on a couple of occasions to do the interview, and so that's obviously somewhat, that could change. But as of right now, she stated before the public statement came out from Bricks and Minifigs and after, and we heard from her yesterday. So as of right now, everything's good to go there, and we're obviously happy to get as many questions for her as possible as she's willing to answer. So thank you for doing that, for leaving the questions, helping us out there.
If you have any more questions, reach out.
Yeah,
because we're definitely working on like kind of like I wouldn't say kind of like a script almost, like what questions to ask, and not take up like too much of her time.
Yeah. And we want to be, intentional about that interview, because it's, we're honored to have her on and have her speak out about some of these things.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm curious to touch base on the MG's Bricks situation too after you get those questions typed, because this is something that is new to me. I haven't caught up on this yet. I know MG's Bricks, and I know generally what's been going on with him, but I haven't seen the email that was sent.
I think Matthew was talking about this earlier. Not like earlier, like before we hopped on, when I called him today.
Gotcha. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, so this is it was sent May 25. One was released a few days ago, Rod. It wasn't today. Maybe.
Well, today is not May 26th, so it's definitely.
No, I know. It's when he received the email. No, I know. It's when he received it. Let me see. When did he post it, I guess? Yeah, it was today. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he received it May 26th, released it today. So this is how they are talking to, again, he's MGS on YouTube, but he's eBuck on here. So either way. It's basically them going after him for saying, hey, it's been brought to our attention that you've communicated with Ben.
Okay. So
and that's kind of how it starts.
Formal notice regarding proposed Reckless Ben collaboration. Malachi, you're receiving this email directly because it has been brought to our attention that through MGS Bricks, you have communicated with Reckless Ben about potentially creating peak content involving Bricks and Minifigs and the situation he has been publicizing. Please consider this email to you a formal notice not to involve yourself, your platform, your audience, MGS Bricks, or your content in any campaign, collaboration, stunt, statement, recording, post, or coordinated activity involving Reckless Ben, his associates, or claims being made against Bricks and Minifigs, its franchisees, owners, employees, vendors, or related parties. The issue with him is not just internet drama. It is an active legal matter with serious civil and criminal implications. The situation has already resulted in arrests for him and several of his followers. Attorneys and law enforcement at multiple levels are actively involved. Evidence has been preserved, continues to be collected, and will be used as appropriate. We are not going to outline our evidence, legal strategy, investigative details, agency involvement, or next steps in an email that may be forwarded, posted, clipped, or misused, but we will make this very clear. The public narrative being pushed by Ben and others is false, misleading, exaggerated, and incomplete. We have evidence contradicting key claims, and we have evidence concerning coordinated efforts to create content, manipulate public perception, and generate pressure through social media. These actions have legal consequences. We are not asking you to take our side. We are giving you a simple warning not to make yourself part of it. If, after receiving this notice, you choose to help create, stage, promote, monetize, repeat, amplify, or coordinate content based on false or unverified claims, you may no longer be treated as a neutral observer or innocent commentator. Depending on your conduct and communications, you could expose yourself to subpoenas, preservation demands, civil claims, and potential criminal implications. That risk is especially serious now that you have been placed on notice that the claims are disputed, evidence exists contradicting them, and the matter already under active legal and law enforcement review. Wow.
Oh man.
Ooh, sheesh! I wasn't expecting that level of.
Well, I'm looking at this as
heat
like a
there.
40-something-year-old dad. Now, he's got like fresh pimples on his face and all this stuff, and I'm like, God
Yeah.
damn, you know. All right, there's more. Go ahead.
Oh, there's more.
Well,
I thought that was
I'm
it.
putting you on it because we read it last night. But go ahead. Or 2
Okay,
minutes ago.
gotcha. You should immediately preserve all communications materials related to this matter. That includes Instagram DMs, texts, emails, call logs, recordings, deleted message drafts, notes, shared files, posts, comments, and communications with Ben, Manziel, Crystal, Law, or anyone else connected to the situation. Even if you delete, alter, conceal, or destroy anything, there will be criminal implications. Before you allow yourself to be pulled into this, we strongly recommend that you speak with someone who has real legal, business, or practical experience. A content opportunity may seem harmless online, but participating in someone else's false or unlawful campaign can create consequences that last far longer than you realize. We are not accusing you of wrongdoing at this time. We are giving you a clear opportunity to avoid becoming part of it. We have reached out to you multiple times regarding your previous video, and we remain willing to speak with you directly. Our offer to collaborate with you in a legitimate and honest way also still stands. We would much rather see you build something positive than get dragged into Ben's legal problems. But make no mistake, if you knowingly insert yourself into the situation after this warning, we will preserve the notice and your subsequent actions as part of the record. The smart move is to step back, preserve everything, and get advice before doing something that may follow you far longer than a video trend. Respectfully, Matt McNeff, Bricks and Minifigs.
And that's the COO. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude.
So, and again, just to recap, Sports Center recap.
Yeah.
This is the kid who was told his gold C-3PO was basically worth dust, and it was allegedly on camera held back. Is that a nice way of putting it? Held back.
Oops, forgot it.
Yeah, it's fake, by the way. You know, that whole deal. That's that kid, by the way, just for context. And so could you imagine like receiving something like that? Like, dude, even as old as I am, I'm like, damn.
Yeah, that's absolutely nuts, dude. Yeah, and it's like it is a warning technically, and with the
they did use the word
they
warning,
used,
yeah.
But to me, and this is my personal opinion, this is
Threat?
the opinion of ACOB or Rod, you know, I don't know what they would say, but it seems like a threat. The way that it's set up, it seems like a very direct threat to him and his.
Yeah, the highest word used was warning, but the sentiment is threat for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely feels very serious. Feels like, you know, we're the big guy in this situation. You know, even if we can't take down Patreon, we can at least take down you. You know, kind of what it feels like.
That's what it seems like.
You know.
And speaking of that, go follow MGS Bricks if you're in the chat. Go
for sure.
His page and go subscribe to his channel. Go check out his videos. We actually reached out to him too to try to have a conversation with him.
Same. That was the first, actually, you know, in the order of operations. I reached out to him multiple weeks ago, and I missed his reply somehow.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And we could have got him before all this other shit broke. And so I apologize, MGS, if you see this somehow. If you don't want to talk, I understand why with those. The warning issued there, but yeah, we'd love to hear.
Yeah,
we'd love to hear the full uncut. You know, like
that's really scary. Like,
yeah. I mean, it's like,
yeah.
And by the way, even before he ran into that, I just wish people would read between the lines. He was giving accurate information. Rod, you probably saw the percentages. It was like he was offered 6. Remember, he brought the box in, right? Rod, you saw those videos or no?
Yeah.
Okay. He brought a box of pretty much, I don't know, half heater, half whatever Lego Star Wars figs in. He was offered, I think it was, some was single digits, was like 8, 16, and some odd percent, which is nuts.
Yeah,
Which Rhombus was saying, I mean, he's given higher quotes, but some of these stores are really lowballing.
Yeah, I mean, there's. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you got it. You got it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say something based on like how we do trades and stuff. It's like
how you
like
did trades. How you did trades.
Oh yeah, let me rephrase how we did trades. Yeah, if we knew the figure is worth something, we'd look it up, and it kind of like just goes into the system and spits us out a price. But on the other hand, there'd be like times where it's just like a Lego City minifig. Well, I mean, there's no use in looking that up. That's like $1 fig.
Right.
So there's like a generic fig thing. You tap it, boom, it spits out a price right then and there. But like what happened with like Bane and the gold C3PO, like that would have never happened at our store for sure. Like we would definitely have to go through and look and do a good job on that. That kind of falls on the employee. I feel like they were being dishonest in trying to get a good steal so they could go back and buy it for twice what they bought it for, which if it's $8 and they pay $16
for $100 fig, yeah.
For $100 fig, the company profits first of all, and then the person who buys it profits as well. So I think that's like the mind loop for that. In my opinion, that's what I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there's just so many different layers to this entire situation, and it's like with each new piece of info, it feels like Bricks and Minifigs again is just digging their hole deeper into the grave, and you know, we'll see how much further all this goes, but
someone said I have some really cold water, and that is very true. There's ice in it, actually. That's how I like it.
Yeah. So what is your guys' next kind of move regarding this situation? Are you're going to cover it as it happens, as it continues, or I know you said you're in kind of contact with some of the people from BAM still, is that right?
Yeah, and dude, honestly, the PR gal for BAM might be the most compelling character in the whole scenario. And I don't mean to say character, but I just did it, whatever. She is full of piss and vinegar, as people or want to say. If we and it might seem like on paper from CEO to this a downgrade, but I assure you it'll be the most explosive conversation we've ever had on ACOB.
Okay.
I've been hyping it to Rod for at least a week now. I'm telling you, this girl, she is, I don't mean to say girl, lady, woman, before people were like, why, you know, she is something else. She is so passionate about this. And I'll say right now, on defense, she's like, you know, she is so set in the BAM's corner that it's gonna, I think, be very explosive. And rightfully so, you know, for her role, she has to defend, you know, the company she represents, and we get all that, but it's that's who we're trying to, maybe she'll come on Thursday. If she doesn't,
okay,
cool. If not, it's fine. We almost had Ammon back on again and his brother, but they're apparently this weekend is like chilling for a bit. And it sounds wild, but I'm telling you, the person behind a lot of this messaging sounds like willing to come on Thursday night.
Okay.
And I'm working hand in hand with all the top decision makers, and who has been my contact wants to come on and tell their side, and even in more detail. And it's going to be interesting. And I said, they're going to flame you. They're going to roast you. You know, And she's like, fucking bring it on. And by the way, to give her credentials, and I looked it up, she used to represent the Oakland Raiders when they were in Oakland. So she's not some rook, stumbling upon the scene.
She's well trained.
She's
individual.
very PR trained. All these messages, and she won't mind me saying this. In fact, she might be clapping. She, is very much so behind, people getting leaks of how BAM's going to handle this shit behind the scenes. They think it's going to be a 3 to 4 or 5 week thing before the internet moves on. She's been doing it for, I talked to her earlier today, 26 years. And I'm like, I'm going to spar with you. I'm going to spar with you hard. And she's like, fucking bring it. And I'm not adding things. She said, fucking bring it.
Okay. That's exciting.
And I don't know if you guys cuss on your pod. I apologize.
No,
no. Okay, we cuss on ours.
It gets heated sometimes. Yeah, it gets heated.
We cuss on ours. And I'm just like, okay, I'm going to fucking bring it. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, all right. And so that is our little nugget for your audience. If we can get her on Thursday, I think it could be, if she is willing to give. And even if she isn't, it's still going to be like a very explosive couple hours on a Cobb. That's all.
So
you guys
basically,
if she doesn't, it's because stuff went sideways. But she actually wanted to step in for Ammon that night.
Wow,
like, she's
tag
fired
team
up.
Situation.
No, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have accepted 2-on-1. But she's like, I would have stepped in instead of him. And I was like, talking to you a little bit, like, yeah, like
you might need a pay-per-view this Thursday event.
We don't even have a Patreon, Rod. Maybe we should start one. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Hey, we have a
that's
Patreon.
Exciting. We do have a Patreon. Yeah, we started it recently.
Like everyone thinks they know, and she is, she's pretty, fired up about the whole thing. And she knows our position. And again, she can kill me for saying this. It might blow the whole thing, but she's agreeable that it was botched from the start. And that's what makes this whole thing so compelling.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She agrees. She agrees. Like, she wasn't, and again, if I'm breaking a rule, I don't think I'm breaking a rule, but she wasn't on board when the original deal and the whole contract went down. She's kind of walking in and dealing with it. And it's like, shit. So I'm telling you, unless she turtles up on air, this will be the most fireworks laden display of online conversation about this topic that anyone has seen. And I'm begging for her to come on.
If you're in the chat right now,
I'm gonna
go sub
them.
Go sub.
Yeah, go sub, Dave.
Go sub.
Yeah, for any of our viewers,
and Rod,
and
Rod,
maybe
mainly Rod. Rod's an actual star. We're just a bunch of idiots over here. But no, but even if you don't care about the BAM shit, I will say we have a pretty fun little channel. If you guys are into Lego Star Wars, that's pretty much our main. We talk set reviews. We do silly bullshit all the time. We're getting into some real stuff. It'll all blow over eventually, and quite frankly, I can't wait for it to end. What's Rod's channel?
My channel is at Rod the YouTuber 3.
Yeah. You guys go check out Rod's channel. Go check out Sean's channel over there at ACOP. You guys go follow them, subscribe to their stuff, like their stuff, share their stuff, and keep an eye out for that Thursday potential UFC match interview.
Heavyweight match.
It's gonna be a heavyweight match.
I'm telling you. What did I say, Rod, earlier? It won't be the most watched, but it'll be the most heated. I think.
Yeah, it sounds like it could be the most heated, the most exciting.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's not as glorious as like we got the CEO, and that was a big get for us. But I'm telling you, like for my whatever, and I'm using the word perverse here, and I don't mean it in the ugly way, but like in my twisted mind, I think having the head of PR that puts it all together on the air could be a really compelling episode. So yeah.
Oh, I think so for sure. Definitely will be tuned into that.
Yeah,
That's
I'll
gonna
be
really
locked in for
exciting.
that.
Yeah, Rod the YouTuber 3 and ACOB as well. My wife's helping us out here, leaving some. She's the only unofficial mod that we have. We've never had a stream this big, so my wife's like filling in and like
Hey,
helping
K-Way,
us out
Leave,
here.
and
so-
me, it's all good. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
All right.
Yeah,
So
you
we'll
guys
roll.
Go
You guys have
follow them.
Chris coming on. We'll be tuned in, man.
For sure, yeah, and thank you guys so much for joining in. This was super unexpected, and hopefully in the future, when this stuff kind of dies down with the Bricks and Minifigs stuff, we can have you guys on and we can actually just talk Lego Star Wars and talk the
What's that
love
like?
of the community and
Yeah.
and have a good time
It's
there.
like it's
too.
like
So,
how
yeah.
how good is this thing? We have no idea.
Dude, I bought
it's
that
right
today.
here, bro.
Yeah.
I bought that
It's right there.
today.
Yeah,
I'm in the office right now. I wish I could pull it
But
out.
instead,
Yeah.
we're crunching numbers and
we are. Yeah,
lawsuits
for sure.
and all that. Yeah. All right.
But
All right, boys.
thank you
Thank you
guys
so
so
much for having
much.
us
Hey,
on.
we'll see you in Chicago, right, Rod?
We'll see. We'll see. The dominoes need to fall.
That's right.
All right, boys.
Cool. Peace out. Y'all have a good
Good
night.
stuff, man. Congrats.
See you.
Later.
For sure.
Take it
We'll talk to
easy.
you guys later.
All right.
That was fun.
So that was fun. Where do we go from here? I mean,
I don't know. That's the question. Rod, are you hanging out for a minute or are you peacing out?
Were you guys still wanting to go live? If not, I was gonna walk through my questions, but I don't want to say
For
them
sure. No.
recorded.
Let's go.
and
Go.
I don't.
Go through your
I don't want to
questions.
give Crystal the opportunity to prepare for these questions.
Oh, okay. No. No. I'm happy to go through them. I don't. Let me look at them real quick. You sent them to me in the private chat, right?
Yeah, they're in the
I'm gonna
chat.
read them too.
Okay. I'm checking them out right now. And yeah, dude, you're more than welcome. I probably got another 30 minutes in the tank before before I start getting actual text messages from my wife to hop off the stream because we were
She's
like
gonna
Rami and
be-
I. It's so funny because Rami and I were like, dude, let's hop on maybe 30 minutes, an hour. We usually have a pretty small on the live stream side of things, pretty small group, and we didn't expect Sean to come in. We didn't expect Ryan to come in. We didn't expect you to come in. So this was like kind of, we were processing things as it was happening, and it was but I'm so thankful that you guys decided to stop by, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
I
Can't
see
wait to
guys-
meet up in Chicago.
We didn't know
Yeah.
that you guys were familiar with our channel or anything. We just assumed no one knew us, like no one knew about our channel. And so when ACOB the other night on the stream was like, "Hey bro, I'm a big fan of you guys," that was like really cool to us because we haven't really been able to connect with other content creators up to this point. So
Yeah, I mean, Sean was messaging us in our group chat. I started a chat with Ryan and Sean because Sean has been asking us to come on his streams, the last week or so, and so I was like, well, let's just put them both together, so I'm not individually messaging Ryan and Sean at the same time. I'm like, we can just put all the pertinent information all at once, and so, we were talking to him earlier, and he was like, hey, come on with these guys, let's do it. And we're like, okay, sure, let's do it.
cool.
Oh yeah.
Thank
yeah,
you guys so much. We
yeah.
really appreciate the support there. And
Yeah.
hopefully, like I said, we'll be able to do some collaborative work in the future and actually just have fun and talk. We're having fun, but I mean, like talking about the things that we actually have the channels for. You know what I mean? To discuss the fun side of things. But yeah, I'm happy to go through the questions, dude. If you wanna walk us through them, however you would like.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The people in chat are saying, keep the secrets. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't want to go over them with you on the recorded live because then Crystal could hear the questions and be able to prep
I see
for
what
them.
you're
I don't
saying.
want her to get to
Okay,
prep.
okay.
So that's why I was
That's
like,
a
if you
good-
guys are going to shut down for the night, then that's cool. Then I'll stay on. But
Yeah,
if you want to keep going,
we'll
then
do that. Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do that for that. Let me make sure I didn't miss any super chats. And yeah, guys, thank you so much. If you're in the stream, we truly appreciate it. Again, go check out their channels and subscribe. Rod the YouTuber 3 and ACOB. We really appreciate you guys hopping on. And again, hopefully in the near future we'll be able to connect again and work on some things together. And we really appreciate you guys. Yeah, I don't think I missed any chats. Yeah,
This was
peace
fun.
out, guys. Thank
This
you
was so much fun. Thanks,
Sidewalk
guys.
Studios signing out. We'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Peace.